Access Sacramento presents Hometown Sports Game of the Week. Major underwriting support this season for Hometown Sports Game of the Week on Access Sacramento is provided by the Sacramento Metropolitan Cable Television Commission. Access Sacramento also thanks Sharif Jewelers, fine jewelers since 1932. Sharif Jewelers, a longtime sponsor of community television. And Folsom Lake Honda, a proud sponsor of Access Sacramento's Hometown TV and Game of the Week, and a partner in our community, Folsom Lake Honda.
After 10 weeks of furious action on the field, we at last have reached the second season. That would be the postseason for the 2018 high school football season. And we have reached the CIF Sac Joaquin Section Les Schwab Tires Football Championships. Tonight on Access Sacramento's Hometown Sports Game of the Week, we have Division I action for you from Sheldon High School tonight. The 5th seed Huskies will entertain the invading 12 seed Modesto Panthers. Good evening and welcome to the Sheldon Pleasant Grove Community Stadium here at Sheldon High School with the Imperator of Analysis, Hall of Famer Jim Domino. I'm Will James. We welcome you aboard, so go ahead and start cinching up your seatbelt a wee bit tighter. This is a very intriguing ball game, Coach Domino. Two squads, very extremely run-heavy in their offensive scheme.
Oh, both these ball clubs come in here with a strong running game. You're absolutely right. We could have a fast-moving clock. They throw, when you say throw the football, why is it necessary or through necessity? So that's going to be interesting tonight, and that clock should be moving. But we do have some speed. Both clubs have speed on the outside if needed. But we expect a strong tackle running game by both football teams.
Well, if you're interested to know whether these teams have ever faced each other before, they have not. This will be a first ever meeting between the two teams, Modesto from the Central California Athletic League and, of course, Sheldon right here from the Delta League in the Sacramento region. And what's at stake tonight is a ticket to the quarterfinals. The victor tonight will be facing the St. Mary's Rams.
Yes, the St. Mary's Rams, they've been in the playoffs I can't tell you how many years. The question is when they're not. A good number 4 seed is awaiting the winner of this football game next week. And you know that D1 loaded from Folsom, number 1, Monterey Trail's in there, Oak Ridge, and of course St. Mary's. So really the winners of the first round ball game, they're in for all they want in that second round against the top 4.
Well, the last outings for these two squads were opposite results, and you can see here by our graphic visiting Modesto tonight. They got out quick, but it didn't end that way, Coach.
No, it didn't. They got out quickly, as you said, and then the game broke open, a tight game in that second half. And Ingram, that wide receiver you're going to see tonight, you're going to like him, dazzles with 2 dynamic TDs, long ones, too. I'll tell you, you put the ball in his hands, even on the short outlet pass or a swing, he's dangerous to go to the house.
That's a nice segue into our impact players, and believe me, both of these squads are thick. They are stacked with impact players. Head coach Brett Wagner, in his second year guiding the Panthers, has a nice quartet right there.
Well, let's start out with number 4, Jaquil Ingram. I'll tell you, he's had a great year, 377 yards, 4 touchdowns, a great two-way starter. Zaire Eugene, keep an eye on him because he can run or catch. He's got over 700 yards. He's received over 200 yards, almost 1,000 yards accountability. Justin Frazier, defensive end and wide receivers, 43 tackles, 5 sacks, 2 fumble recoveries. 1 interception. What a defensive year. And last but not least, number 24, Angelo Villasana. Linebacker, wide receiver, 82 tackles on the year. He leads the team in that area.
Well, head coach Joe Catolico will counter with his Huskies, the Sheldon Stalwarts for the Delta League champion 9-1 Huskies.
Well, let's start it with Mr. Touchdown, Tyrell Smith. 19 touchdowns on the year. What a great year. He can run between the tackles. He's got a burst of speed. Of course, he's a great outside linebacker. Nick Garcia, you can play him anywhere along that front line. Tackle guard, he leads the way with great explosive blocker. Fabian Joseph does the dirty work. He's that fullback that doesn't get many carries and that nose guard on D that anchors the D. And last but not least, number 2, Michael Graves, who's had a fine year with 313 yards of receptions, 3 touchdowns, very explosive football player, also a starter on defense.
As you can see, based on the impact players, and not all of them were presented in the graphic, lots of talent out there tonight. When we come back from this very short pause, we will join Lauren Goodman. Goody has much more on tonight's opening round playoff game. Stay with us.
Hey, you.
Yeah, you. Getting that college education?
What are you gonna do? Graduate and take some office job?
Be like everybody else?
Or will you dare do something different?
Like, be a teacher. You could be my teacher.
You got the skills.
The smarts? Yes, you.
You could be the teacher I never forget.
That'd be cool.
Does that corporate job even have recess?
What are you gonna make of yourself?
What are you gonna make of me?
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made this vacation happen.
Double points with every purchase?
Cleverly merging promotions.
Love it.
Cross-referencing travel sites. And booking all your flights with those...
Vouchers. I got us bumped.
They were like, oh. But now they're like... Aloha. You aced this vacation. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
Start a story. Adopt at theshelterpetproject.org.
Welcome aboard. We're at Sheldon High School this evening for Access Sacramento's Hometown Sports Game of the Week, and it's the CIF Sac Joaquin section Les Schwab Tires Football Championships. Opening round action in Division I. Sheldon hosting Modesto. Let's join our partner down at field level, Lauren Goodman.
For our coaching counterparts tonight, visiting down from Modesto, we have leading the Panthers, Brett Wagner. He's only in his second season with the Panthers. He has an overall record of 12-9, and last year was his first year playoff appearance, and he's 0-1. Young team, young bright future over there for Modesto. For the home team tonight, we have Joe Catalico. He is in his 11th year in overall coaching, 3rd year with Sheldon, and Coach has 104 and 33 overall record. Now, half of that is split, got 78 of those wins at Pleasant Grove, and then you see the other 26 and 8 is here at Sheldon. Coach has also won the Delta League this year, just last week, 5 Delta River League titles, as well as reached the playoffs in the last 9 years. Now, Coach had his best season in 2010, where he went 13-1 and won the D1 championship. For tonight, there is no series history, but there is a common opponent. Now, both of these teams got the opportunity to play number 6 Turlock, 7-3. Modesto played them in week 7 and unfortunately did not win, 38-13, as you see there. And in week 4, Turlock took the loss to Sheldon, 41-28. So no history here, but starting tonight. Back to you, Will.
Well, thank you very much, Lauren. No history until tonight. And given that this is a first ever matchup, a new set of keys, so to speak, as matters of importance in tonight's contest. So the Imperator has carefully laid out what he considers some of the most important parts of tonight's contest.
Well, let's start out with that Husky run game versus the Panther D. Look at this. Huskies, you know they want to run the ball, particularly from tackle to tackle. You'll see a lot of Smith, led by fullback Fabian Joseph. Can the secondary cover big play? Panther, they've got a couple of guys can go to the house. Ingram, number 4, and Bryant, 16, along with Devion Graves. Keep an eye on them. The Central California Athletic League Pride versus Delta League Pride. You not only represent your school tonight, you represent your league. Husky playoff experience is very important. Been there, done that. Coach Catalico and his staff many times between Pleasant Grove High School and here at Sheldon. He just has got an outstanding playoff record. Turnovers, who's going to protect tonight? Will that be the difference along with the kicking game? To me, that could play a big part of tonight's contest.
Well, it's going to be very interesting. Still a meager crowd at present here at the Sheldon High School football stadium, but we anticipate a bit of a late rush in the next several minutes to catch the opening kickoff. But there's some new twists this year, Coach Dimino. It's a new format. The section committee has chosen to streamline things, so to speak.
Well, you know, you have almost 200 teams in the section, but 78 teams are going to qualify for playoffs, including the 6 12-team divisions and only 1 6-team division. And so tonight you're going to see one of the early rounds, round 1, of course. You got to survive here to get into round 2. There are 4 seeded teams awaiting winners of tonight's game that are all seeded in divisions 1 through 4. They've been seeded and they will host the game next week. Example tonight, the winner is going to be at St. Mary's Stockton. So the top 4 teams in each division receive the opening round.
Well, that's the new twist. That's one of the factors of the new twist, and certainly a matter of prominence in terms of teams that have had the superlative season and recognized by the seeding committee. They do get tonight off, and as a matter of fact, they can use it as a scouting opportunity for quarterfinal round games. Well, we have, again, continuing ideal weather here in the Sacramento Valley. You can see there the present temperature is warm enough to have shirt sleeve weather, just a whisper of a breeze fluttering across the stadium here. It's a bit humid, but clear visibility as far as one can see. So certainly ideal conditions for fall football here in early November. Well, the weekly rankings have continued into this opening round of the CIF Sac Joaquin section playoffs. And with that being said, our Imperator of analysis, Jim Dimino, has posted the most recent rankings in Dimino's dozen.
Well, let's start with the number 1 Folsom. Not only the top team in the area, one of the top teams in the state of California, and one of the top 10-15 in the USA. and we got him right here. Intercom second, and of course with all that intercom speed, Coach Stark just having a phenomenal year at 10-0. Placer Joey Montoya's Placer Ball Club having a phenomenal year. Monterey Trail, undefeated Monterey Trail. TJ Ewing leading the way. Del Oro, Cap Christian 10-0. Sheldon you're going to see tonight, number 7. Jesuit, whom they beat last week for the Delta Crown. Oak Ridge, Antelope, Granite Bay, Grant High School. That's your top 12. Looking into the red zone, we have Elk Grove at 13. Colfax having a phenomenal years with Joey Martello unbeaten. Wood Creek in the playoffs for the first time in a long time. Bear River, Terry Logan Company having a tremendous year. Rio Linda playing Joey's ball club, Placer to the hilt. Davis rebounding off last year's team, and Casa Roble having a phenomenal 9-1 season. Center playing tough with everyone this year, and as a dark horse in there, no one wants to play center.
No, they don't. And hats off to Davis, Casa Roble, and Center High School. Their programs are up this year, and that should be noted, and tip of the cap to their program and their staff all the way around. Well, the Sac Joaquin section is vast. It covers lots of geography, lots of territory, lots of schools involved, and we're going to go ahead and try to give you a real quick overview of the playoff picture for this 2018 season that has had the modifications we showed you previously with the new format.
This is the 47th year of the SJS playoffs beginning in 71. 195 championships have been won. And by the way, prior to the playoffs in 1969-70, of course, the city championships before CIF were won by El Camino High School back-to-back. The original format from 1971 to 84 was divided into A, AA, and AAA. AAA being large schools, medium schools AA, and single A schools. Then it changed to it. Division I, Division II, and Division III, and that started in 85. Division 4 and 5 added in 02, and Division 7 and 6 and 7 added in 06. So now the divisions from 7 to 6 and the number of competing teams from 58 to 76 to 78 now. 2014, they returned to 7 divisions, 78 teams. 2018, right now, 7 championship divisions, 78 teams, 71 games, and 7 neutral site championships.
Nicely done, Imperator. Should be a heck of a playoff run, and we're set to enjoy the opener here tonight at Sheldon High. And we're going to take a little break. When we come back, we'll take a look at starting lineups in tonight's ball game and then brace for the opening kickoff. Stay with us.
So there you are. It's flu season, and you're over 65 like me. You might be forgetting something serious. Your annual flu shot. The flu can be life-threatening, especially if you have chronic conditions like diabetes and heart disease, which can worsen with the flu. The immune system weakens with age. Ask about a flu vaccine option made specifically for us. Visit ncoa.org/flu to learn more and talk to your doctor about vaccine options for people 65 and older.
Hey, you.
Yeah, you. Getting that college education?
What are you gonna do? Graduate and take some office job?
Be like everybody else?
Or will you dare do something different?
Like, be a teacher. You could be my teacher.
You got the skills.
The smarts? Yes, you.
You could be the teacher I never forget.
That'd be cool.
Does that corporate job even have recess?
What are you gonna make of yourself?
What are you gonna make of me?
The Sheldon High School Marching Band, another excellent rendition of our national anthem, the Star Spangled Banner. Well, sit yourself down or get comfortable, whichever pleases you most. We have Division I playoff action, opening round style here from Sheldon High School as the host Huskies tonight entertaining the invading Modesto Panthers. Sheldon at 9-1 on the season, perfect 5-0 in league play under head coach Joe Catolico, and Brett Wagner's Panthers 5-5 on the season, 1-4 in CCAL action, but some tough losses against 3 other teams that are in the playoffs.
Well, that CCAL is a tough league, and Pittman plays very, very physical football. Of course, Turlock is tough year in, year out, and their only loss was to one another. One Turlock winning the league, but not as good a record as Pittman, coming in at 9-1. So they were in a tough league, and they were in a lot of ball games, Will, and 5-5 is what their record is, but they certainly were ready for a 7-3 season with a few breaks here and there.
Well, it'll be Modesto kicking off. From our right to our left is Sheldon. And we are ready to get underway in tonight's opening rounder from Sheldon High School. Polito to do the booting. It's a short pooch to the right side, taken on the run, and whistles are going to blow this play dead. Apparently an infraction on the kickoff by Modesto. And they're going to spot the football at some outrageously good field position here for Sheldon High. Our game officials are going to have to be on the spot tonight. There's a lot of speed out there on both ball clubs. The NCOA assigning Thomas Stewart to head the 5-man crew as our game referee. The umpire, Peter DiLoretto, Wilson, Dominguez, and Wofford, the rest of the crew. First play from scrimmage upcoming for Sheldon High. Turn and give, a predictable play. Tyrell Smith, one of the top running backs in the region, with the carry. This Sheldon offense headed by quarterback Francisco Salinas, a returning starting QB, and he'll be accompanied in the backfield by Smith, who you just saw, fullback Fabian Joseph, and wideout Christian Sorrell. Gain of 4, 2nd and 6. Right side run, big alley. Boy, that was some nice blocking, and look at that line surge push all the way nearly to the Modesto 30.
Wow. An additional 15 yards, Will, on that. It looked like got on board another bus.
Oh, that was remarkable. But 26 yards.
Well, among others, leading out front, fullback Joseph, Fabian Joseph.
First down, upcoming. From the Modesto 31. Sheldon on the move already, showing I formation as Salinas steps back. Possible change here. Turn and give. Breaking a tackle and surging ahead is Smith, and he's going to get a workout tonight. Modesto's got their hands full, and it's going to be the front four, the first line of defense, Becerra, Ward, Aldretti, and Frazier, a nice four. The backers are going to have to be plugging holes. Villasana, Hayes, and Seagroves have their work cut out, and that secondary very fast, and great coverage there from that quartet. Ingram and Graves have 10 interceptions between them.
What a bounce back to trying to defend Smith, I'll tell you, he is a load.
Gain of 7, 2nd and 3. A shift. Graves to the right side. They run it up the middle, close to a first. So they move the chains, 1st and 10. And there you see a nice tackling effort there that time from that linebacking core, and that's their excellent leading tackler, Angelo Villasana, 24.
Well, I think you're going to see a lot of tackles by linebackers in secondary tonight, because I tell you, they are really ripping holes. The front of
Joseph in motion. Give it to LaDon Johnson off the left side, and he's hit by 2 Panthers as he gets to the 15-yard line, just inside the 15. A nice little bite. That interior line has been wonderful all year. Testimony to the great rushing yards piled up by their backs. Garcia, the veteran captain, leads that group there. They have been splendid. So it's a gain of 3, 2nd and 7. Clock rolling here at the 9:03. We're just underway here on Access Sacramento's Hometown Sports Game of the Week. Double wide out to the left for the Huskies on a 2nd down play. Turn and give. They're going to stay on the ground. That's the game plan for head coach Joe Catolico. Ball control, clock control.
Well, Smith picking up another 3, putting them in a 3rd and 4, Will. And once again, even with 3rd and 4, don't doubt the fact that they will run Smith again, or perhaps a keeper. Again, keep your eyes on 34. Fabian Joseph, to me, one of the finer blocking fullbacks I've seen around the city.
From the 11-yard line, it is a 3rd and 4. Full backfield. Smith powers into the line. That's the toughest stand I've seen out of Modesto, but I'm not quite sure where they're going to spot him.
Well, it's close.
Yeah, it is close.
But not quite.
Tough D right there. Again, Villasana 24 helping out.
Well, will he go left again? Or will he give that strong fullback a quick dive play? Very capable of only getting a yard or 2.
4th and 2 from the 9. Power formation. Smack it. A good opening hole right up the middle. Still on his. It's a fumble recovery and a turnover. How about that?
Well, Smith was trying to get in the end zone, and then just about on between the 1-yard line and the goal line, he got hit.
First big break.
Here we are. Smith trying to go in there, driving into the end zone down about the 3. He loses it. Picked up around in that secondary by, looked like Ingram to me, picking up the football.
Ingram with the fumble recovery. First down for Modesto. From the 7. They run right and have good yardage on first down out there. Modesto's got a potent offense. They run the football well. That was Davion Graves with that first carry. Rodriguez calls the signals, but Hayes, Eugene, Graves, and Bryant and Ingram, all big-time playmakers. And that interior line's going to have to open the holes for them. And Hothe and Aldretti, the leading veterans on that crew. Gain of 6, 2nd and 4. Turn and give. Eugene with the carry, almost out to the 20. Plenty for a first down.
Well, I like that counteraction in there.
The down 3 for the Huskies, Hall, Joseph, and McRath, and their 4 backers have been terrific all year. Cavazos getting a start here, rewarding his excellent play. Terrell Smith, of course, on the outside with Pierce. And that secondary, you see there, they're going to have to be very, very wary of these excellent skill position players for the Panthers. 1st and 10 from the 19. Right side running. That time they give the carry over here to Chris Bryant.
Nowhere for him to go. It looked like Jacob Cavazos with that play, starting at linebacker tonight, getting his first start, making a nice hit there, number 40 at backer.
Bryant, just a sophomore, multi-talented, and can play multiple positions, including quarterback. No gain. 2nd and 10 from the 19. Double wide receivers. Now we see some motion from the Panthers. They pitch. Here comes Eugene. Near side sweep. Cuts inside. Nice move there across the 30. First down, Panthers. Zaire Eugene.
Well, I'm very impressed with the change of pace there. It looked like he had no running room, and then he showed that burst needed to turn the corner, Will.
We're nearing midway first in a rapidly played first quarter. 13 yards on the carry by Eugene. And Modesto has barged their way out of the hole, starting from their 7. On the move now with a couple of first downs. Watch out. Here's motion. They run right. Big hole out there, and a nice downfield block on the carry by Davion Graves. Close to another first. Let's see the spot. Well, that's another first down. They are rattling it off. If not for a nice tackle out there by Christian Sorrell, that would have been the danger zone.
Well, I'm impressed with Modesto capitalizing that turnover down near the goal line, moving the football.
3 straight first downs for the Panthers at the 6:05 midway first. Motion across Buck, and a flag flies. First penalty of the ball game.
Well, appears like offensive holding.
Eugene had the carry. We'll wait and see on the penalty, but the Imperator is always correct. Referee Thomas Stewart with the hand signal. Move it back. The ball parked at the 35. So still first down, but the Panthers are going to need to make the Sheldon 46 to pick up a first. Jab step, inside cut. Nice moves. I'll tell you, their marquee back, Eugene, has impressed me very much early on.
There was no hole.
Well, these guys know how to run the football. Coach Wagner's ball club run heavy in what they call a triple option, but there's variations, and you can see Eugene, Hayes, Graves, and Rodriguez all can pack the pill and run for big yardage. Those guys are dangerous. Out of the gun, Eugene angles right, finds a hole, and powers up for about 5 or more. Finally dropped just shy of midfield at the Modesto 49.
Zaire Eugene coming into this game tonight with big yardage, over 700 yards, combined with his pass receiving over 1,000 yards this year. He finds the crease, Will. You know what? You watch him hesitate. He reminds me a little bit of Levant Bell from the Steelers, the way he runs. His style is similar.
It is. He's patient enough to wait for the hole to develop after his blocking has created the daylight. At the quarterback position, it's not Rodriguez any longer. Eugene works left, knocked down on a nice tackle there. Beautiful job up from the secondary, and here we're seeing the Chris Bryant variation at quarterback now. Take a look.
Once again, take a look at Bryant. They run that almost like it's in the pistol, but it looks like a wildcat to me, and they're very capable. So they're going to keep you on your toes on defense. You don't know what they are. I would call them multiple offense, Will.
Eugene, 5 carries for 37. He's averaging nearly 7.5. Key 4th and 2. Coach Wagner does not like to punt. They will not, so roll the dice from midfield. Oh my goodness. A step over on a hard count. That's a gift of 5 and another Panther first down.
Encroachment. Defense, 5-yard penalty, first down.
As much as the defense is alerted to that type of down and distance, it's tough sometimes to hold back. A costly penalty to keep this drive alive. Into Husky territory at the Sheldon 43. Clock is going to roll fast tonight. 3:40, late first. Upstairs, he's going for the big throw. Overthrown. Nice lead on that. Ingram, a dangerous receiver who has had a superlative season. And Sorrell with solo coverage, that's a risky proposition.
Well, it is. I'm surprised we haven't seen that quick hitch or that really screen, bubble screen of some type, because when you get guys like Bryant and Ingram and you get them in that open field, they're very dangerous.
So Bryant at the quarterback position with Hayes beside him. He wants to throw, looks left and guns one. Nice extended arm catch there. Shy of a first, but a beautiful job that time by Graves to haul that in.
What I like is he came back to the football and used his body just like a rebound. Excellent job by Graves. Let's look at this again. Bryant back to pass, 3-step drop, lets it loose inside, and there you see him turn, and he knows he's going to get hit, protect the football.
Nice job right there. So it's going to bring up a 3rd and 3 from the Husky 36. So after the fumble recovery, Modesto's been on the move. Right side running. Good lateral containment out there, but tough running. Broke a couple tackles, Graves.
Well, I did. I'm impressed because he turned that corner, the first down, the chains are moving, the clock is moving, and we've got, we talk about running game, and certainly Modesto's showing it here tonight.
They sure are. I think that's 5 first downs that the Panthers have rolled out. So there, you see a split screen there. Coach Wagner on the left, Catolico on the right, coaching counterparts. Motion shown. Here comes Hayes, the sophomore fullback. Tough to stop, low center of gravity, a real hard nose.
Well,
just give
credit to the right side, center Margarita and Alvarado. And Angle got off the football and pushed. There was nothing there, Will. He picked up 5. Really, nothing was there. Give credit to that line push.
2-minute mark, late first. Nice to have you with us this evening on Access Sacramento's Hometown Sports Game of the Week. Visiting Modesto on the move after a fumble recovery. Turn and give, Hayes again, hit, but breaks a tackle and breaks another tackle and carries 2 defenders to the 15-yard line.
Well,
James Hayes.
You better tackle him, young sophomore. I'll tell you, yards after contact tonight. I am impressed with Eugene and Hayes running.
Here's another look at the sophomore fullback. Broke that tackle right through that one and drags 2 people for more yardage. 1st and 10 from the Huskies 16-yard line. They have dominated clock here after the fumble recovery. Bryant at the quarterback position. Turn and give. Not this time. Tough D, but power running there. Eugene is whoo-wee.
I am amazed that he got any yards, if any. It looked like they were going to throw him for a loss, but I'll tell you what, they fight hard for yardage. There's a give. Looks like a little mix-up in there because 5 was kind of lost. Hayes didn't know which way to go.
Gain of 1, 2nd and 9. Bryant wants to throw. He's going to work left and boom! Takes on a hard shot and falls forward. Tough D right there.
Smith hit him pretty good, I'll tell you that. Tyrell Smith. He got around the corner, so to speak, but Tyrell really caught him.
Here's another look. You're going to see Ramirez come up here also, 26.
Here comes Tyrell, bam.
So they're going to give him loss of 2 on the play. 3rd and 11 from the 17. And the first quarter has expired here at the Sheldon Pleasant Grove Community Stadium. It's opening round action, and we'll be right back for more of the Hometown Sports Game of the Week.
I tell people I have 3 kids, one of them's adopted, I just don't know which one.
I can't imagine having to be in a birth mother's position to make that choice.
You know, I was kind of just asking her, you know, what is your motivation? Why are you doing this? And she looked at me and she said, because you can give my son a life that I could not.
We always tell her thank you. He is such a blessing to us.
Every day is just a ray of sunshine from him. So we're Chanda and Brian, and we chose adoption.
Well, we have completed one quarter, nothing on the scoreboard, but lots of ball control. First of all, from Sheldon until they drove deep in the red zone and a fumble ended that drive. And then Modesto took over from their 7-yard line and have now pushed all the way to the Husky 17, but they're facing a 3rd and 11 now as we open second quarter action.
They seem more comfortable with Bryant in the backfield throwing than Rodriguez.
I share that opinion, and we'll see how that continues to develop. He wants to throw, right corner, nobody there. Mix up on the route perhaps, won't speculate. Eugene was in the vicinity. Incomplete, 4th and 11, moment of decision for head coach Brent Wagner. His young kicker, Polito, has only had 3 weeks varsity experience. He's in close. If they elect to go for 3, they can get a first down without scoring a TD. They need 11 from the 17. Long time in the huddle.
I'm looking for the back judge if he's given a 5-second warning yet.
So here we go. Pistol formation. To the near side, throw on the run. He's got a short hookup. Well defended though on the completion to Eugene. And a nice stop by Graves on a solo tackle out there. So the drive fizzles as the Panthers go for the first down, unable to come up with it. Both clubs reach red zone territory. Both clubs come up empty.
Once again, the defense got to force the offense to do something they didn't want to do, pass.
Salinas under center, turn and give. Back to the old formula. They go on the ground, and the quick opener pays off nicely. Smith with the carry, and he pushes out past the 20-yard line. Are they close enough to, well, I see a penalty marker down now that I did not see early on.
They're going to tack about 10 or 15 on, I believe, face mask.
Personal foul, illegal helmet contact. Defense, 15-yard penalty, first down.
That is a big play right there. In total offense in the first quarter, Modesto 73 yards on 13 plays from scrimmage. Sheldon 58 on just 8 plays, and then they coughed up the fumble. So lots of great ground game for both sides. Nothing to show for it yet.
Well, tack a 10-yard run and plus 15, plus 25 on that play.
First and 10 from the 38. Motion by Joseph. Turn and give. LaDon Johnson works right and stymied and dropped, crossing the 40 to the 41.
They try to run that off tackle play, and I'll tell you, the defensive end on the far side handled Joseph, one of the top blockers in the league, stuffed him, and it's amazing they got 2 yards on the play.
So Williams in, McLaughlin out. Speed in, power out. Gain of 3, 2nd and 7. Early second quarter here, no score in this opening round playoff game. Left side, finds a crease and barrels across for first down yardage. Nice blocking there. Smith with another good carry.
Well, it's run, 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 and that clock continues to go. And certainly we've got, have another look at this. As you see, Salinas over the football, pitches out. Smith goes off tackle and picks up about a good 8-10, moving the chains again.
That gives him 60 yards on 8 carries. T. Smith earning his keep so far. He'd like to make up for that fumble. 1st and 10 from the 49. Salinas, play action, looking, firing, overthrows a wide open receiver in the flat. Graves probably could have gone the distance with his kind of speed.
Well, they had 2 receivers about 15 yards apart, and Graves was wide open. I'll tell you, what a deal. Okay.
Roughing the passer. 2 major penalties on Modesto in this drive.
Passer, defense, 15-yard penalty, automatic 1st down.
A blow to the helmet, now roughing the passer. 2 major mistakes. We'll see if they turn out to be costly mistakes. Fresh set of downs from the Modesto 36. Huskies pushing ahead, help of big penalties. Turn and give. Left side, a blast by LaDon Johnson, shy of the 30. We're going to give him about 5, though. LaDon Johnson, outstanding running back. On the season, he's chipped in with 474 yards coming into the ball game and 7 touchdowns.
Yes, I'd say he and Justin Williams, who neither one of them start but fill in for Smith, they're both very capable of starting for many teams, I'll tell you that. As Sheldon continued to run the football between the tackles there, they run a lot of leads, a lot of counter trays almost at people here.
They run it with Smith, big hole, left side running, he's home free. Touchdown Huskies. Smith from 30 yards out. Sheldon on the board. They got 2 big lifts with the major penalties, and then Smith with great line blocking found a gaping hole and took it home from 30 yards.
It looked like really Modesto had almost 9 men in the box on that play, so once he broke that tackle, Will, there's nobody left to stop him.
Guzman punches home the PAT at 9:20 of the second. Sheldon on top, here's how.
The whole world's inside. Watch him take it outside, breaks that tackle right there, and he's off to the races, and he flies by the secondary.
We'll be right back for more of the Hometown Sports Game of the Week.
You're a busy man when you turn 18. But with all you've got going on, don't forget to register with Selective Service. It's the law. It only takes about 2 minutes to register at sss.gov. And you can do it without even looking up from your phone, just like that. When you turn 18, register at sss.gov.
It took the Huskies 2:27 to drive 87 yards in 5 plays, with Smith cashing in the score on a 30-yard burst, and he showed tremendous speed on that I really hadn't seen earlier in the year. He shot through that hole. Guzman, the kickoff, he punches it hard, but it's going to fall short, taken outside the 10. Ingram, you better put somebody on him, outside left. He strings the play and makes it past the 35. And a flag flies from the far sideline. Oh, I sure don't like to see that.
Well, let's see what we have on that far sideline. Was he hit late going out of bounds, or was there a late block?
Well, our game referee, Thomas Stewart.
Number 10.
Oh, my goodness. Well, Again, they identify the player, which is rather uncharacteristic. It's a personal foul on the run back. Joe Catolico cannot be too happy about that. And Modesto set up nicely from the Sheldon 47. Eugene works left, hit after a gain, and then surges forward for additional yardage.
Well, he lost the ball too over there, it looked like. It went out of bounds, but it looked like he lost possession.
Sheldon's down 8 starters.
They're going to park the football. It looks like a 9-yard run, 2nd and 1 from the 38-yard line. So Eugene, 9 more yards. What a tough back he is. Ingram dispatched wide to the near side, and he's going to get solo coverage out here.
Wow.
They shift. This time the play stuffed, but it looks like first down yardage.
I think they're testing the waters and see how the coverage is out there. And with 2nd down and short yardage, they're just going to play a little 10-on-10, but just to take a look at how you cover him out there if they want to play action pass.
No gain on the carry by Graves.
Wow, that surprises me. I thought his momentum really had enough to move the chains.
Well, credit Jacob Cavazos, inside linebacker, with the stop.
Well, I'll tell you something. They really take a lot of time in that huddle.
Okay, 3rd and 1 from the 38. They gave him no gain. Let's see what they do here. Shift by Eugene. A blast right up the middle. Boy, he shot through there. Eugene, first down carry to the 31.
Watch him pick a hole. Well, he just has got 2 or 3 different speeds. He just finds that crease.
Zaire Eugene carries for a first down, 8 carries, 54 yards. He's looking super duper to me. Modesto on the move, helped out by that penalty. To the near side and a cutback. You know, Graves and Eugene have basically split the carries. And Hayes has only had a couple in that last drive that stalled, but they've got a nice brigade of running backs.
Well, as we look at Graves coming around on this quick play here, hand off to Graves. There's a running lane there, and he's got to bounce back and pick up a couple of tough yards.
McLaughlin fell on him last after he was knocked sideways. 2nd and 7 from the Husky 28. Again, Eugene shifts. He gets the toss and cuts it hard up the middle. Still hard to bring down. Look at that extra 2nd and 3rd effort. Finally, Williams helped out on the tackle. First down, Panthers.
Wow. Zaire had picked up 10, and then right out of nowhere, he continues. His yards after contact are phenomenal. Once again, he's got several different speeds. Watch this. Here's a handoff to number 20, and watch him bounce off. You better tackle this young man because he's going to take another 5 with you. Zaire Eugene.
1st and 10 from the Husky 18. 7-0 Sheldon, but Modesto in the red zone. Left side run. Boy, these guys are tough power runners with speed and moves.
Well, Hayes is built like a pulling guard. He's only a sophomore. He is built like a fullback pulling guard. And not the fastest guy in the world, but I'll tell you, he can pound you.
Gain of 5. 2nd and 5 from the 13. Again, Ingram out wide to the near side, defended solo by Williams. Misdirection carry is well defended. They were waiting for it. He might have got a couple on the play, but not a lot that time for Hayes.
I'm a little surprised at that call because Hayes is really a pounder, and there was nothing there. Where you got speed with Zaire, Eugene, and speed with Graves. That call kind of surprised me a bit because I expect to only get a couple, 2-3 yards on that type of thing. You get the ball in the hands of Eugene or Ingram or Graves. And
3rd and 4. Here's Eugene. Cannot find daylight. Excellent line containment that time.
They were waiting. See, now if you do throw, Will, as you know how I feel about that, it's 4th and must. Are you now putting your quarterback in pass fail?
Timeout taken by Modesto, and good spot for a timeout for Coach Wagner. I was watching Hayes after that last carry. He was really puffing hard. And he starts at an inside linebacker position, and he's already showing fatigue here as we're on the backside of the second quarter.
To me, he's scared. I don't know what he's listed at, but I can tell you this, that he appears to be 200 plus. I don't know. Wow, he's listed at 2 1/4.
Total offense thus far, Modesto 21 plays for 110 yards. Sheldon limited to 11 plays and 72 yards. It's quite clear who has controlled the ball and the clock so far, but Modesto down by 7.
Well, I can tell you this, that the young sophomore, this is a key play here, and we're going to find out if they trust their running game or are they going in the air.
Whistles are going to halt this. Another timeout. It's a 4th and 2 upcoming, and again Coach Wagner calls the Modesto timeout. Evidently he didn't like what he saw, the way Sheldon lined up on D right there.
Exactly. It's Coach Catalico in here playing a little chess game, just like they do in baseball too. They're going to bring up a right-hander, left-hander, who's coming in from the bullpen. So they're playing that little game right here, and with very little time, how much is left on a half here? We don't have to go in and lose our timeout, so this is a good place to use them.
Well, he's been down here before. He was at the other end of the field, but he stalled out. He trails by 7 here, and he would like to maximize his opportunity on 4th and 2, so he wants to be certain his club's on the same page and that he's called the right play.
At the same token, Joe wants to see the formation they're coming out with.
Again, they send Ingram wide to the near side, solo coverage out there.
Well, they look like they're going to run inside again.
Bryant looking, throwing, nearly intercepted. Great defense out there. A timely defensive stop registered by LaDon Johnson, playing at a corner. And the drive stalls out. Twice now, Modesto is driven into the red zone and came up empty. Once at the 13-yard line, now at the opposite end of the field at the same position. So Huskies dodge a bullet, but they're in the danger zone with 4:12 to go. Left side running, safe play. Give it to the big guy, and Smith carries again. Salinas, you see a good close-up right there, speaking with head coach Joe Catalico. Senior QB calling the shots here. Gain of 3, 2nd and 7. Clock rolling. 3:40 to go here, late second. Longer count. Here they come, left side, turn the corner, get out of bounds and stop the clock. Nice job again. Smith has shown some speed here late in the season that I did not see earlier on.
I think he's a little healthier here. Watch the pitch out to Smith in here, using his blocker. There's Joseph throwing the block. Stiff arm. Smith going out of bounds wisely. Okay. It's coming back here for some reason. He might have stepped out of bounds early.
He did. Nevertheless, first down upcoming from the Husky 31. Still 3:28 to go. Plenty of time for the Huskies to maneuver. Salinas wants to throw over the middle. He's got a man wide open. Graves with the grab. He's dropped out there on a solo tackle by Graves, but it's a first down for the Huskies near midfield.
Well, I like that call on first down. Once again, what you see, a three-step drop, nice delivery, wide open Graves on the far side. I love the call on 1st and 10.
Graves tackled Graves.
Yes. Once again, why leave your quarterback with one down? I love the call.
Okay, 1st and 10 from the Husky 49. Just over 3 minutes to go in the half. Well defended. They didn't take the bait on the carry by Williams.
No, they certainly did. And we know that Johnson and Williams are very capable runners along with Smith. Once again, Fabian Joseph doing the dirty work with that blocking. He'll generally take you to the play.
No gain, 2nd and 10. Clock rolling here, 2.5 to go, late second. Sheldon by 7, trying to get down the field here and increase if they can beat the clock. They stay on the ground. Short yardage left side on a tumble there, Terrell Smith. Well, Modesto's got some dynamite defenders, and there's 3 of them right there. The Panthers, 3 D enforcers. Ingram, 4 picks and 43 tackles. Graves, 6 interceptions and 39. And Justin Frazier, nice pass rusher, 5 sacks, a couple recoveries, and a pick of his own. That is a terrible trio. 3rd and 8 from the 49. A flip on the way back. Big yardage for Smith, hit from behind and dropped.
Well, how nice. That was well executed, well done. That looked like a jailhouse break on that far side. Excellent screen call once again on an early down, 2nd down. I like the call.
Salinas got rid of this fast.
Well, he had to with pressure on the screen. So watch Smith uses blockers and then stiff arms and a nice come from behind tackle by number 6 from Modesto.
20 yards on the carry.
Frazier catching up with him.
Well, we just mentioned Frazier, the defensive end with 5 sacks. That was excellent pursuit for a defensive lineman, 20 yards down the field.
Certainly was. Timeout here by Sheldon, and Joe Catalico, head coach Catalico, is going to use the clock wisely. He wants to use all of the clock to the half here, coming out with at least 3 and hopefully 7.
Now, this will give us a chance to remind you that Lauren Goodman will be speaking with the respective head coaches at the intermission, Joe Catalico and Modesto's Brett Wagner. And we'll find out impressions they have formed in the first half of play. Tonight, Salinas, though passing sparingly, 2 for 3 for 38 yards and 20 on that last burst right there to register another big gain. 2nd and 6 upcoming with 1:15 remaining. Sorrell out wide to the near side with Graves inside of him in the slot. Salinas to throw, looking left. Sorrell. Touchdown Huskies. The defender almost got a piece of that, and Eugene had that go right over his hand.
Well, number 7, Sorrell with a great catch down there.
That was beautiful concentration right there, and you'll see here how close this was.
To being picked.
Eugene, it went right through his hands. I saw that correctly. Touchdown Huskies, makes it 13 on great concentration there by Sorrell. Spotted, booted, Guzman's chippy, got it. 14-0 Huskies, here's how.
There you see Salinas back to pass. A lot of protection there, going deep into the end zone in here.
Wow.
And wow, a jump up there too late for number 20, but a great concentration and focus by number 7, Sorrell.
We'll be right back. Stay with us.
Facing life's difficulties takes strength and determination. Whether it's physical challenges or struggles you can't see, it takes strength to ask for help when you need it. Learn how other veterans have reached out and hear their stories of strength and recovery at maketheconnection.net.
Well, the Huskies beat the clock. It took them just 3 minutes, 3 seconds to cover 82 yards in 8 plays. The final 25 coming on a very exciting aerial connection from Salinas to Sorrell in the end zone on a play that was really well defended and just great concentration on the reception.
It really was, and Sorrell hasn't had many starts this year. This might have been his first start, but taking advantage of it when you get that opportunity, and certainly he did, and he's listed as a two-way starter tonight. That might be his play of the year for Sorrell, Christian Sorrell, senior.
Well, Ingram, the solo returner for Modesto, cheating way up to the 15-yard line, anticipating a short kick. We'll see what Guzman wants to do with it, and he hits a grounder that's fielded, bobbled, and fallen on at the Modesto 30. And that's where the Panthers will take over with 1:07 left in the half. Eugene probably still cannot believe that last play. It was right between his two hands. He saw it and just didn't close them quick enough.
Yes, timing just wasn't there. Yeah, with 1:07 on the clock here, I'm sure with no passing attack, we haven't seen any threat of a passing game here. What are they going to do with 1:07? We're going to find out.
Eugene's in motion. They run left. He cuts it and he's dropped. Short yardage play as the clock rolls with less than a minute. However, they stop the clock and we have a fallen player out here, one of the Panthers down. It's Eugene. Let's go back to the touchdown connection from Salinas to Sorrell. I want you to look at the blocking in the backfield here, particularly Pierce, number 5, on this pickup block. Right there.
There you go.
And then this ball right through the hands of Eugene, and Sorrell, enough concentration and focus right there.
Well, they're very fortunate. That's all part of the game, Will. They're very fortunate. Could have very well been a pick. It ended up a touchdown.
Okay, Ingram out wide right. Let's see if they try to throw the home run ball. They do not. They stay down. A run play out nearly to the 40. Shy of a first. Clock rolls with 30 seconds to go in the half. They line up quickly.
Back up, Mike! Back up, Mike! Back up!
Okay, he wants to throw out to the right side here. Bobbled and grabbed and dropped inbounds. And that's their outstanding linebacker, Villasana. So they're going to move the chains with a stoppage, but a penalty marker comes out on the play. Well, Thomas Stewart hasn't been too busy.
Yeah. 5-yard penalty. Third down again.
I heard the 5-yard penalty. Did you pick up a mechanic?
17 seconds left. Joe Catolico working that sideline, but pretty happy to be up 14. There you see Coach Wagner in the red shirt speaking with one of his players, probably the player causing the penalty.
Tackle!
3rd and 7, 11 seconds. Roll, fire. What a grab by Ingram. He's blasted immediately in the secondary. Smith was out there, but he gave up his body on that one and made the catch. That was a super play right there.
It was. He knew he was going to get hit. I believe this is the last timeout for Modesto. And once again, are they going to try to go deep and try to get an interference call? You know, going to the end zone if they can.
Don't know the reason why we've got an officials chat here with Coach Catolico, but something is amiss. This has been quite a demonstration of top-notch running, but the TD pass, we were talking about who might have the edge in the passing game to tip the scale. Third timeout for Modesto here, stopping it with just 3 seconds remaining. So let's see if Coach Wagner wants to pull a gadget out of his bag of tricks.
I haven't seen a screen yet. I don't know if they have one in the playbook, and the whole world back.
There's a 4-man secondary umbrella deep 30 yards down the field.
3-man rush, 8 in the drop. There's the screen.
Wow, he gets loose. Hayes is the big man right through the defense. The clock shows zeros, but that play in excess of 30 yards was impressive. And James Hayes is for real, just a sophomore. But we're halfway home. There's been a fair share of excitement in this ball game, but some very, very impressive individual performances, many of them on both teams.
Exactly. I'm glad they have a screen in the playbook. We're talking about it. They ran it. To me, when you have plays like that, you like to run at least 1.5, okay? And not always when the D expects it, all right? That's the secret of play calling, not when the D expects it.
Well, our Lauren Goodman is down at field level, and I believe she has gathered Sheldon head coach Joe Catolico. So let's go ahead and toss down to what you got, Goody.
Coach, first half done. How do you feel about your ball club?
Well, we're battling. We're struggling a little bit. Obviously, turned the ball over going in to start the ball game, which hurt us, and they're doing a good job. They're giving us some troubles. So we got to make some adjustments in the second half and try to fix a couple things.
Any adjustments that you need your team to initially make coming out in that second half, coming out in the third quarter to make your team be in the position that you need them to be?
Well, I think we need to do a little better job. It's funny to say because they didn't score, but I think we need to do a little better job of playing defense and getting some stops and not having to be on defense for so long. They've done a nice job moving the ball against us. They've got some talented kids, and they're a little bigger, stronger than we are. So we got to try to find a way to kind of take some things away so we can have the ball a little bit more.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck in the second half.
Appreciate it.
Back to you, Will.
Thank you very much, Lauren. Yes, ball control still the bottom line for this Huskies offense, and in doing so, it chews up the clock, and it also keeps that Sheldon defense off the field. Lots more to come this evening on Access Sacramento's Hometown Sports Game of the Week. Stay with us. More halftime activities just ahead.
My grandfather served in World War II. Spending time with him were the best memories of my life. I became a physician at VA because of my grandfather, so I can help others like him. I can't imagine working with better doctors or a more dedicated staff. I'm fulfilling my life's mission with the help of my team and thanks to these veterans. I'm proud to be a doctor at VA and proud to honor my grandfather every day. Search VA Careers to find out more.
I tell people I have 3 kids, one of them's adopted, I just don't know which one.
I can't imagine having to be in a birth mother's position to make that choice.
You know, I was kind of just asking her, you know, what is your motivation? Why are you doing this? And she looked at me and she said, because you can give my son a life that I could not.
We always tell her thank you. He is such a blessing to us.
Every day is just a ray of sunshine from him. So we're Chanda and Brian, and we chose adoption.
After 15 years of smoking, Eva Marie quit. There's a new lung cancer screening that could save her life. You stopped smoking. Now start screening. Learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made her college years happen. Opening that education savings account when she was little. Spearheading a campus tour. And another, and another, and another, and another. Bam! Deciphering financial aid. She was like, what? But now she's like, you aced planning for college. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
Here at the home of the Huskies, Sheldon 14, Modesto High 0. I'm here with Denise Aguilar, athletic director here at Sheldon. Now, this is just becoming the home of the playoffs. Football team doing well, basketball team traditionally doing well. How do you feel as athletic director in this playoff season now?
We're blessed. We've got obviously some amazing young men and ladies that we just keep going. You know, it's a culture that we keep building on. Success breeds success.
So as long as I've known in this area, Sheldon kind of sets the bar for expectations of playoffs and that excellence. How long has that tradition been going on here at Sheldon, and what is that expectation set by you?
I don't know if we expect them to go to playoffs, but we expect them to play hard and do well. And when they do that and they come together as a team, this is the result when we get to the playoffs. So.
Well, they're doing great things here, Denise, under your helm. Thank you so much. Back to you, Will. Thank you so much.
One guy, then when they put a flanker out there, so they got one left safely.
Most of my family, they never graduated high school or even let alone go to college, so I'm trying to break that barrier. Every day after work, went straight to school, studied hard, and it paid off. I could not have done it alone. I see the future is really bright for me. The high school diploma is just added to the confidence, and now I feel unstoppable.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
So, I just moved in with his family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that. That's disgusting. Oh, poop already. You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
Your teenager, naturally pushing the rules to their limits. When they push too far, call the Boys Town National Hotline at 800-448-3000. Our trained counselors are there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, to provide advice and resources for problems big or small.
Gaining weight was easy. All I had to do was sit down and eat. Losing weight's a lot harder. I have to work at it every day. But with every step, I lower my risk for type 2 diabetes and heart disease. And that makes every step, every choice, every day very much worth the effort.
Learn how you can help stop diabetes by losing weight, eating healthy, and staying active. Visit checkupamerica.org or call 1-800-DIABETES.
Well, we're here, the home of the Huskies, Sheldon 14, Modesto 0. Right now, we have the band on the field, but we want to take a second to look at the stats going for the first half. There's been a running game, obviously leading heavy. Sheldon is leading in that rushing category right now. Passing yards is kind of interesting, low, because both of these teams are more of a running style type, but they have put the ball in the air, as you see, total yardage there, as well as first downs. It's also going to be a game of possessions. You see at the bottom, time of possessions. Right now, Modesto is leading, but Sheldon's not too far behind. You're going to see the team that has the most possessions probably in this second half is going to be victorious. Not a bad first half.
But
big responsibility.
Oh, it's huge. I know, it's huge.
And the salary.
Oh my god, yes.
Right?
I mean, like, I was about to move in with my parents, and right before, yeah, so this saved me.
I really believe in you, you know?
Thank you. It's nice to hear that from someone.
These are cool. Did you, what did you?
Sheldon High School marching band performing this evening in our playoff opener here from the Sheldon Pleasant Grove Community Stadium. It's a Division I opening round playoff game. Host Sheldon on top, 14-0, and a battle of power running. The Modesto total yardage, as Lauren mentioned, 167. Sheldon 172, just a minor difference there, but the inability to cash in once the Panthers got into the red zone was huge.
It certainly was, and certainly, you know, it's the old give and bend, and that Coach Catalico's group, certainly they gave up a lot of yards on the drive as well as clock possession, but down in the red zone they toughened up, and without the threat of that passing game, it's they can stop the run down in that red zone. So let's see if Modesto is going to open it up a little bit here in the second half. I think they're going to have to in order to win this football game.
Most assuredly. Individually for Modesto, the excellent Zaire Eugene, 65 yards on 10 carries. Hayes chipped in with 30 on 6 carries. And Davion Graves, 26 yards on 5. Nice trio right there. And for host Sheldon, Terrell Smith, who entered the contest with some credentials of 1,328 yards with 19 touchdowns. Earned his keep in the first half, 93 yards on 10 carries. And LaDon Johnson picked up 16 yards in some relief duty with 4 carries. Well, the playoff seeding committee had their work cut out last Saturday to determine who was going to be in this playoff bracket that was reduced from 16 teams to 12. And you can see here these teams represent both ends of the spectrum. The Magnificent Seven are the undefeated teams that reach the playoffs. And those are some power-packed ball clubs right there and representing different divisions. And down at the bottom, 4 teams that entered the playoffs with just 4 victories and sub-500 records. Happy to get in, and we'll see how they fare in this opening rounder. And we've seen Cosumnes Oaks this season. They've got a nice ball club, hit hard with injuries. I would expect them to show well.
Well, they're going to, unfortunately, as we speak, they're playing down in Turlock with number 6 Turlock, who won the league that you're seeing here tonight with Modesto. So they won that league and defeated a good football team, Pittman, for Pittman's only loss. Pittman, 9-1 Pittman. So once again, a 6 playing 11, 7 playing 12, 5 12, 8 playing 9, and then all the winners are having to go against the number 1, 2, 3, and 4 seeds.
Well, they've got their work cut out. There's a new format this year, the streamlined bracket from 16 to 12, the first round bye for the top 4 seeds. And we'll see how that shakes out and how favorably that's accepted throughout the section.
Well, I think we're going to find out. Like I said, we're not going to know till it all plays out. And then the committee, I'm sure, will sit down. You'll get a questionnaire to the coaches, get their remarks as to the change in structure. You don't have to wait 4 years on that. It's every 4 years alignment, but they can turn around and go right back to the format they had last year if they want to. They don't have to wait 4 years.
Well, across the way you see the visiting Modesto Panthers. They're down 14-0, but they have played some good football. They just haven't finished a couple of deep drives that have stalled out in the red zone. And for Sheldon High School, they're pretty happy about that. Their defense gave up 167 yards in the first half, but no points. And I guess that still remains the bottom line.
Absolutely. Coach Catalico's defense is pitching a shutout, and I think they should be very grateful. I'm not going to say lucky because you make your own.
Well, let's check in with Lauren Goodman standing by with Modesto head coach Brett Wagner.
Coach, first half of football done. How do you feel about how your program played?
We've done a good job of stopping a great running team, but not enough. A couple big mistakes cost us. They were able to score a couple of points. But I like where we're at. I think we can finish out this game strong if we take care of business offensively, control the ball, and get downfield. So that's what we're going to try to do. Obviously, we'd like it to be the other way around, but the guys are ready, and I know they're going to fight all the way through.
Coach, now I saw you having some one-on-one conversations with some players. How was your guys' halftime talk, and what adjustments do you guys need to make immediately in that third quarter?
Well, we gotta really push them. We gotta force them to throw the ball, get them open. We almost had an interception there, and it ended up being a touchdown. So we're gambling a little bit, but I think that ultimately that gamble is going to win if we do it right. So that's what we were talking about, just trusting in what we're doing, what we're calling, what we want, and the guys are there. They believe. So we're gonna keep fighting.
Good luck in the second half, Coach.
Thank you very much.
Back to you.
Thank you, Lauren. Coach Wagner, certainly positive, optimistic, is not deflated at all by that first half, and he's got lots to work with.
Well, he does. I think that in order to get his kids' confidence here, he's got to mix it up a little bit. He knows he's got good running backs in Big Hayes and Eugene, and of course they know when Bryant comes in there. We haven't seen Bryant run much out of that Wildcat or pistol. When he's back there, generally it's a pass, and when Rodriguez is in there, it's a run. So he's got to mix it up a little bit because he's making it a little easy for Coach Catalico and his defensive coordinator to defend it. Okay.
Yes, the chess game continues here, and the masterminding, of course, very intense. And you made a reference to the quarterbacking position for the Modesto Panthers. It certainly is quite obvious that taking control in that department has been no mystery to anybody out here. Rodriguez was the starter, but Chris Bryant has been at the controls for the majority of that first half, and we'll see what prevails here to open the second half. But it seems obvious that Coach Wagner's content to go with the sophomore.
Well, he is. And, Will, we weren't at practice from Monday to Thursday, so we didn't know what take place. Only the coaches do, and that's important. because they spend more time with those kids than the parents, and they train them, and again, that's the advantage for the coaches, and they in their game plan, effort and knowledge of the offense and defense, and all that fits in game readiness.
Well, now or never as far as Modesto's concerned. They've come off a 5-5 regular season campaign. They've been hit very hard with injuries, but still lots of potent weaponry in their arsenal. And as you heard Coach Wagner just a short time ago, now he's ever confident. I'm anxious to see what type of adjustments and changes that they're going to come up with on the offensive side of the football.
I like his confidence, yes. And, you know, a coach should be confident, and the kids can spot that right away. So certainly having the confidence to do it, the adjustments have got to be made, and then, of course, the kids have got to execute those adjustments.
A very pleasant evening out here in deep South Sacramento here, right on the Elk Grove border at Calvine Road, here on the campus of Sheldon High School. And we've got some scores from around the section in opening round playoff action. It looks like second quarter action, Edison is having more than enough to handle Grigori, 38-7. And as you know, here at Sheldon, it's 14-zip Huskies. And at the half, 14-0 Turlock over Cosumnes Oaks. And we had a Thursday final come in, Pittman stopping Davis. And then moving on to Division II, Tracy at the half over Lincoln 20-14. And tomorrow afternoon, we're going to find out how Wood Creek fares over in Carmichael against Jesuit. But at the half, Downey clobbering Grant High 41-13. And second quarter action, Elk Grove a touchdown better than Vacaville at 20-14.
That game has a long way to go. That's wide open.
And in Division III, Burbank is all over Manteca in the second quarter on top 20-0. And a halftime score at Hughes Stadium, one of the venerable venues around the Sacramento Valley. It's River Valley 14-6 at the half over the Sac High Dragons. Well, we told you earlier, weather was excellent here, but slightly humid. The temperature just reduced by a few degrees here after one half of play, and humidity significant, but clear as a bell on the visibility factor. D4, Oakdale blasting Valley at the half. Whoo-wee, 41-zip. 21-14 Patterson over Rosemont, and a 10-10 tie. The Cordova Lancers, 10 seed over 7 seed Golden Valley of Merced. And we want to express our thanks to our executive statistician Gary Martin for the updated playoff scoreboard. Well, both teams back out here on the field, still with a couple of minutes to go during the intermission, and a lightly attended game as far as Modesto support, understandably. A smattering of Panther rooters across the way, perhaps numbering 50 or 60, and probably 4 times that many here on the home side for the Huskies.
That sounds good.
$14-0 Sheldon on top, but you can see how close the first half was, especially if you drop down to line 3 on that total offense.
Yeah.
Twice the Panthers had reached inside the 15-yard line, and on both occasions came up short and got nothing out of it.
Yeah, the yards are close, but look at the carries. Okay, again, 172 to 167, essentially even on that total offense. But certainly there are bigger plays being made by the Huskies. Penalties, unfortunately, Modesto with too many. I'm sure Coach doesn't like that. Rushing yards. Look at the big difference in those rushing yards.
Well, I don't believe that that's an accurate testimony
No,
there.
the rushing yards of Modesto is suspect.
But the bottom line, now both of these coaches wanted to control the ball, control the clock, and it was Modesto emerging with a 4-minute edge in time of possession, yet they're down 2 touchdowns. Rushing yards was 119. They just left off a digit there.
Oh, okay.
And 109 for Sheldon, so it was a 10-yard disparity there as Sheldon lines up for the second half kickoff. So the Panthers will have the football first, and again, Ingram cheats up way outside the 10-yard line, almost to the 15 as the solo returner here. And the boot on the way from Westlake to the near sideline. It trickles out of bounds, and that should allow excellent field position upcoming for Modesto, depending on what they want to do.
Yeah, that was dangerous. I thought Ingram was going to touch the ball or try to field it.
I think he wanted to. He's only had 1 touch in the entire first half.
Well, he's a big-time threat, and I tell you, it seems to me that Graves and Ingram have got to get more touches this half. What do you think, Will?
Infraction against Sheldon. Ball would be placed on the 35-yard line, 1st and 10.
I don't know if I've ever seen that penalty before. On the kickoff. Okay, game referee Thomas Stewart. Here we go. Good field position from the 35 for the Panthers. Eugene shifts, and the Sheldon line jumps.
Yeah, we got encroachment, dead ball.
2 of those. The first one on a 4th and short. This one on 1st down. Thank you very much for that gift. I'm sure Coach Wagner happy about that advance. 1st and 5. Same play, same shift. Eugene's got the pill up the middle. He almost broke it. Nice tackle from the side to prevent big yardage. But it's 1st down yardage for Zaire Eugene.
Eugene, again, had a big first half, opens up this second half with a very nice run. Here's a give inside. Good surge by the line, picking up about 6-7 yards.
11 carries for 72 for the excellent Modesto back. He shifts again in the backfield. Has another carry, working left, cuts it, runs into a mob and falls forward across the 50-yard line.
Well, what's amazing, they made contact with him at the line of scrimmage, Will, and he still gains 5 yards on the play.
He sure did. So give him 77 on 12.
There was a lot of reaching and grabbing going on.
Arm tackling will not work with those backs.
You got that right.
So 2nd and 5, Modesto on the move into Husky territory. Sweep to the near side, Graves motors for a 1st down as he's chopped along the near sideline. Coming up, Williams from the secondary with some help from another Husky.
Let's take a look at this on this handoff in here to Graves. Graves turns the corner. Good blocking, missed tackle, moves the chains. And once again, we have a Modesto team on the drive. Let's see if they can get in that red zone and score this time.
1st and 10 from the Sheldon 41, just underway here in the 3rd quarter. Shift and give. Eugene again, bounce it right and find a hole. Spinning off another man. Finally dragged down. What a nice power run for about 11 or so. 1st down yardage, Modesto.
Well, what I like about him, he's nonstop and his yards after contact. I'll tell you, he hits the hole. He finds a running lane, cuts back, and now you're not going to reach and grab this guy. That's a big hit. Joseph thought he had him down with that forearm, but he just went right by him.
Bounced right off, 90 yards on 13 carries for Zaire Eugene. This time it's the big back. James Hayes barrels forward just shy of the 25. give them a couple on that. We're just underway here in the third. Nice to have you with us tonight for Access Sacramento's Hometown Sports Game of the Week. With Jim Domino and Lauren Goodman, I'm Will James, and we've got a nice one underway here, early here in the second half. 14-0 Sheldon, but again, Modesto on the move. Eugene worked left and cut it hard. Nice tackle right there.
It was. Good tackle. He's short about 2 yards.
Boy, that was a very nice tackle right there. You're going to see 26, Caleb Ramirez. Bang, right there.
Yes.
Solo. So they are shy by a couple. A long 2, close to 3. Third down.
Once again, they come up with about a 7-man front in the box. It looked almost like an encroachment, unfortunately.
Eugene working left, slips right through the daylight. First down carry for an excellent back right there.
Well, as you mentioned, excellent back is right because there's nothing there.
Well, I guess this is going to be a penalty, and we'll need some clarification from Thomas Stewart. Joe Catolico looking on. Here's the call.
Holding offense, 10-yard penalty, third down.
Thank you, Thomas.
Boy, that puts him in a bind. Wow.
Okay, third and about 12. Football parked at the Husky 30-yard line. Clock rolling here at the 8:40 mark, still early in the third, and a key couple of plays coming up for the Panthers. Pass play, a mistimed slant, incomplete. Ingram, I guess the nearest receiver there, and Eugene had leaked out also. So fourth down upcoming. And again, Modesto at the brink and on the verge of having their third excellent drive busted unless they can come up with something here.
You know, Eugene takes them down the field, 5-10 yards at a clip, and then suddenly this drive with a holding penalty comes to a halt.
Bryant, straight drop back, has protection, deep throw for Ingram, incomplete on a diving try, solo coverage by Williams. Not a bad throw. Williams did a nice job of shielding Ingram away from the play.
He certainly did. That's good defense there. Once again, it's a one receiver time. They haven't, you know, everything is long except for the one screen. And believe me, they can run that. Here's the protection. Decent protection in there for Bryant.
Defensive position here, the key. He ran him out of his route a little bit, and he couldn't get back to it despite the good try. The ball goes over now. First down Huskies. They run it up the middle. Here's a breakaway. Big time speed. I don't know if they can catch him. I don't believe so. Goodbye, baby. And I haven't seen Smith run that fast all year long.
Well, I'll tell you what. Yeah, he turned on the Jets.
A 70-yard burst. Tyrell Smith. Smitty cutting it up.
Well, what happens when you get a drive like that and you have a lot of two-way players, that first down in transition, even though you don't want them to, there's a tremendous letdown. Okay, Will? And you saw it there.
Yes, I did. They got caught flat.
Yes. They're disappointed for the third time, driving the length of the field, come away with nothing.
One play, 70 yards a mere 11 seconds. Huskies back on the board, stretching it to 20-0. So Guzman up there trying to punch home his third PAT. Boy, Smith covered that ground fast.
Yes, he did. He got to the end zone very quickly.
And he's got it at 8:08, nearing midway third, 21-zip. Here's Howe.
Here you see Smith hit the hole here on the far side, running off right tackle, cuts back against the grain. Now looking him out, running Eugene, turning the grain here. No catching up to this fella.
We'll be right back and see if we can catch up with Tyrell Smith. Don't go away.
What if you could invest in the future? The future of kids, like a stock. Not the kind of stock that's about making money, but a stock for social change. A whole new kind of investment called Better Futures. When you invest, it helps kids go to college. Believe in us, invest in us, watch us grow.
My name is Sydney, and I'm your dividend.
Guzman steadies up to kick off now for Sheldon after the Huskies' third touchdown. It's a squib grounder and picked up. It's going to be good field position. Angelo Villasana with the run back, and the Panthers are going to be set up okay near their 35, but they're down 21 points. They've had 3 excellent drives and come up with 0. So they'll open shop at their own 36 here. And we'll see about the play calling now with the bigger deficit facing the Panthers. Same shift by Eugene. Turn and give. He reverses. He gets strung out and dropped for a loss.
Excellent coverage in there. Number 9, Salinas playing a little defense today.
And help from the man we saw previously, Ramirez.
Okay, there you have it. Nowhere for him to go. Eugene reverses his field, but they close real quick on him with great pursuit.
Loss of 1, 2nd and 11. Eugene, 95 yards on 16 carries. Loss of 1, 2nd and 11. Turn and toss to Eugene. Sweep left. Turn the corner. Nice chunk there as he's run out of bounds.
He's getting a little look at him to get a nice close up there. He's a little tired. Look at him carrying that ball in his right hand, and I don't blame him. He's carried the load tonight.
He has, and he is outstanding.
There you see a give here, a sweep for Eugene trying to turn the corner, and he does and picks up some yards.
He ran past Joseph and McLaughlin, and that is a first down run. He needed 11 there and got it all.
Well, they give him a short break on the sideline. No, he's back in the ball game.
Ingram wide to the near side, just about on top of the sideline. Solo coverage out there on the corner from Williams. Draw play, bounce it, drilled hard and dropped. Oh my goodness. Smith, I think it was Tyrell Smith, just shivered some timber.
It looked like McGrath as well.
Here we go. Boom, Tyrell Smith. And a fallen Panther being attended to out here near midfield. Don't want to speculate at all. And there you see Bryant, number 16. So timeout on the field due to the injury, and now being helped up. We're very happy to see that.
Jacob Bangle getting up to starting right tackle. Looks like he's going to be okay.
6:55, nearing midway third, 21-0 Sheldon. Bryant on the game, 3 carries for a -1. Those have not been fortuitous opportunities for the sophomore. You see Bryant in there. 2nd and 8 upcoming football at the Modesto 48 as the Panthers trail at 21-0. A scoreless first quarter. The Huskies a pair of touchdowns in the second period for a 14-0 lead at the half, and the 70-yard burst by Smith here in the third quarter stretched it to 21-0. Turn and give it to Eugene, working left, and he runs out of real estate and gets wrestled down at the sideline after the whistle.
Yeah, there was a little after whistle activity going on that far side. Big third down coming up, approximately 3rd and 5 now. And once again, I think that the Huskies would be very surprised if they saw a pass here. It's 3rd and a long 5, but more like 6.
It is.
And I know you're confident of your run game, but otherwise you're down to 4th down. So you got 2 downs here possibly at midfield.
Ingram out to the near side.
Screen left.
Hayes. Boy, he is tough to stop. There's a sophomore battering ram.
Well, he's 225 pounds and still growing. Yeah.
First down, Panthers. Boy, they needed that. Here's another look.
Well, there you have it. They ran it just before the half. They ran the same play, and it netted 30 yards. And this one here looks like it's going to net them approximately 15, 17 yards.
18 yards on that carry. He's, for a big guy, he can change direction. 1st and 10 from the Husky 32, a shift by Eugene. He's got the pill, worked left, cut, and stacked and shoved back.
Well, right now, we're looking at a tired back, Eugene. Zayar Eugene. And he looks a little tired right now.
Well, McLaughlin and Graves double teamed him on that tackle, and Zaire is exhausted. He's approaching 20 carries. Hayes has 2 grabs totaling 50 on those pair of screens you referred to.
Yeah. Well, again, you've run it twice. I'd run it 4 times before this game's over.
2nd and 8 from the Sheldon 30. Modesto really needs to cash in this drive. He looks to throw, left sideline deep, nobody there. 3 defenders, 2 receivers.
I haven't seen anything short underneath, have you, Will?
Not yet. And in the highlights, I've seen that play click for touchdowns on the short throw to Ingram and to Graves. So I couldn't say, but I do know that the Modesto Ball Club has been chewing up yardage and has nothing to show for it on the scoreboard.
Well, again, we've got 2nd and 3rd and long 8 here. It's 4 down territory, so they've got 2 downs to move the chains.
Eugene to the left. Boy, oh boy, wrestled down hard. He didn't make 8, but another tough carry, hard contact. Fabian Joseph and others in there.
If you take a good close-up, he's coming back in.
Well, Eugene obviously hurting and exhausted,
And timeout taken by Coach Wagner and the Panthers here at the 4:48 flip side of quarter number 3. Now this is a crucial drive for Modesto. They're down 21. They've run the string out to a 4th and 3. They've burned out Eugene, and they need to come up with something here.
Well, again, they have given the ball to Bryan on carries and Ingram on carries before, as well as Graves.
Total yardage, Modesto 45 plays for 244. Sheldon 20 plays for 242. Pretty even, almost exact, but not on the scoreboard where it shows 21-0 Sheldon. Well, this is one of the plays of the game right here as far as Modesto is concerned. They need to convert. They need 3 to sustain. They go with power to the outside, and I don't know.
Yeah, his second effort, Will, he picked up an additional 3. Move the chains.
Graves. I don't know about that call, but it worked. They do move the chains, and the drive is alive.
Credit that ball carrier with extra effort because they had him stopped under the first down.
Here's another look at that effort. He hit the hole and had to veer out and then got ahead.
We were talking about Graves getting more touches, Will.
1st and 10 from the 19. And there it is again. Graves, power running, he cuts it in. Dropped around the 13-yard line. Graves.
Well, you got to give Graves and Ingram the football any way you can. Okay? Short passes, carrying the football. They're the 2 fastest guys on the team.
We'll see if the play calling continues in that fashion. This drive is crucial, not just to stay in the game, but for a score here to bluster that Modesto defense when they take the field. There he is again, sneaking away. What a runner. Graves near the goal line. A flag flies. Touchdown, Panthers. Wow. What a tremendous effort right there. Davion Graves. Don't stop me now. We'll see about the penalty. And we'll rely on Thomas Stewart.
It's good. We got a personal foul, defense, face mask.
All right, that was a splendid touchdown run by Davion Graves. And as the Imperator had alluded, let's start using our guys. They'll go for 2. It's 21-6, late 3rd. They dispatch Ingram wide to the near side. James Hayes, a blast. He's right there at the line, no call yet. He didn't get in, apparently. He didn't get in. So it stays at 21-6 as they go for the 2 and don't make it, but here's how they got the 6 from Davion Graves. Tremendous run.
He hits a hole, bounces to the outside. He's getting hit by the secondary. Non-stop, spins, turns, carries people in. Talk about effort.
We'll be right back.
Most of my family, they never graduated high school or even let alone go to college, so I'm trying to break that barrier. Every day after work, went straight to school, studied hard, and it paid off. I could not have done it alone. I see the future is really bright for me. The high school diploma is just added to the confidence, and now I feel unstoppable.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
$11 plays covering 64 yards and a tremendous finish on a 12-yard run by Davion Graves to get Modesto on the board. They failed on the 2-point try, so it's 21-6 here, late 3rd, and the Panthers will be kicking off from the Sheldon 45
in relative to the face mask penalty, I guess.
Well, they ought to be able to put one in the end zone from here.
Polito, a squib, directly to one of the up returners for Sheldon, who leaks out to the near side with big daylight and finally shoved out of bounds just shy of midfield, and a penalty marker flies. And it looks like a horse collar as LaDon Johnson made them pay for that squib.
You're only 2 touchdowns down, and you're not taking advantage of the 15-yarder and squibbing.
No foul on the play.
They have their hands team on the field. So you're kicking to a ball carrier, wide receiver type of a guy.
No, don't ask me to break that down, Coach. I cannot. That one could have been parked in the end zone.
They are 3 yards beyond where they kicked off.
That's a fact. Huskies inherit tremendous field position on the smart, heady, excellent run back by LaDon Johnson. Turn and give. Smith has the pill with running room and cranks out about 6 yards into Modesto territory at the Panther 47 or so, and slow in gaining his feet, hard-working Tyrell Smith, and he'll limp to the sideline, and we'll see if Lauren Goodman will give us an update on his status. Look at that. You know, LaDon Johnson just yearns for extra carries, and he's a fine back.
Well, when you can come in with Justin Williams or LaDon Johnson in place of Smith, or give him a break, you're coming in with excellent replacements. So let's see what Sheldon can do with this clock now as we're coming to the close, the last 2 minutes of the third quarter. And Coach Catalico is in no hurry to score. Right now, he wants to control the football, move the chains, etc., down the field, take his time, and then cash in, come away with preferably 6 or 7.
Yes, we do need an update on Tyrell Smith, if we can interrupt conversation. And here's a quick opener. You know, he plays for keeps. LaDon Johnson plays for keeps.
Well, that's excellent effort there. Non-stop, don't give up, twist, squirm. I love that effort.
Escobar with the stop, 18 yards on that ramble. Turn and give. What do you know? Fabian Joseph, a rare carry.
That is rare.
Moves ahead for a couple. Clock rolling with 1:40 left, late third, 21-6 Sheldon, and the Huskies on the move again.
Fabian Joseph, I'll tell you, he does the dirty work. What a blocker he is. A great nose guard on defense. Has only 12 carries coming in to this football game in 10 previous games, Will.
Well, as a two-way standout, he's the kind of a guy I'd want in my squad.
Very definitely.
2nd and 8 from the 23. Motion from Joseph. They go to LaDon Johnson. Big hole right side. Slips away from one man and steps inside. First down running again for LaDon Johnson.
Well, if the wide receiver over there makes a block, he scores. I love the way he keeps his feet moving. We got a flag down there.
We do. Nevertheless, regardless of the flag, that sophomore running back is outstanding. And here's the update from Thomas Stewart.
Personal foul. Blindside block. Offense.
Well, tough luck for LaDon. Wipe out the carry.
I love the effort on that play. Bounces around. He keeps his feet moving. And I'll tell you, they're getting Graves is getting a little bit of a lecture from head coach Catalico.
Less than a minute remaining, clock rolling. 50 seconds to go here in the third. And we'll see if the Huskies can recover from that penalty with a 2nd and 13 upcoming. Motion down the line. Big hole left side. Look at him go. LaDon Johnson said, "Give it to me again. I know what to do with it."
Well,
dropped by Ingram.
Yes, Jaquil Ingram never gave up.
And Johnson shaken up on the play. Don't even want to speculate.
No, I think he's going to be fine. I think you've got possible groin injury.
Well, I'm not going to speculate, but he has the trainers out there trying to understand. Let's take another look and see if we can spot something.
See if we got an ankle at the end of the play here.
Ingram's after him. I don't know. I didn't see anything.
That left ankle could have got caught on the rollover.
50 yards on 7 carries. LaDon Johnson averaging 7 yards a pop, but he's going to have to shake that one off.
It looked like a left ankle.
Well, he might have to sit the rest of this one out, and that would be unfortunate given the fact that Terrell Smith was shaken up earlier in this quarter.
I think in the case of Terrell Smith, it's fatigue, and all he's got to do is get his second win, and you'll see him back in the game, and you'll see him break one.
Well, Lauren Goodman has an update for us regarding Smith's condition.
Well, I think he's back in the ball game.
23 seconds and rolling. Don't know if they'll get a playoff before the quarter expires. Up to the line come the Huskies. 3rd and 2 from the Modesto 17. And that looks like enough. Smith with the carry, so apparently he's revived. And still 7 seconds left here in the quarter as they push deeper into the red zone. So they're going to let the clock run out here, and we will keep it here and get the update. We played 3, and the Huskies are in charge, leading it 21-6 and on the move again. Okay, Goody, what's the latest?
So a few injury updates. You saw Tyrell Smith go down on his last play. He's having some abdominal pains, abdominal cramps. They're trying to stretch him through and get that. And on the last play, number 20 suffering a left ankle tweak. So they're going to see if they can get these guys back in the game. Back to you, Will.
Thank you, Lauren. As you thought, Imperator, the left ankle for LaDon Johnson, and from our executive statistician, Gary Martin, we have an update on total offense in this ball game through 3 quarters. Modesto, 48 plays for 269. And for Sheldon, about half that, 26 plays, but more yardage at 286. First downs, Modesto 17, Sheldon a dozen. On the scoreboard, 21-6 Huskies in this opening round Division I battle here at Sheldon High School.
Well, got to recall Modesto is 1 for 4 in the red zone. And even if they were 2 for 4, which is not good for football, batting .500 in baseball, this game would be a bit closer.
It would indeed. And right now the Modesto defense on the spot. 1st and 10, Huskies from the 13. Work right, cut it inside. Smitty doing the job tonight. That was a nice sharp cut. He bit off a slice of the 10 that he needed as they get to about the 9-yard line, and one of the Panthers very slow in getting up, and he's going to have to leave the field.
Yeah.
And that is not good because it's Hayes. Middle linebacker and starting fullback, James Hayes, being helped off, nursing his right leg or knee or ankle. Lots of hitting going on out there, hard hitting.
Yes, he's a load. Sophomore, 225-pound running back. linebacker.
Tough luck right there. Okay, a 4-yard run for Smith. Make it 2nd and 6 from the 8. Joseph starts the motion. They go to Smith. He's off the left side. Chopped after a short gain to about the 6-yard line. It'll be 3rd and very short.
Well, I love the effort by Graves. Graves doing the job coming up from his corner position, playing very tight to the line of scrimmage. As we see him here, he's made a lot of tackles tonight. An outstanding athlete. And to me, he showed he can carry the football. And you've got to, as we mentioned, get him touches as a receiver as well.
No, he's dynamite. Davion Graves. Look at Smith slash near the goal line. Touchdown Huskies. Tyrell Smith from 7 yards out smacks it home. Well, T. Smith has had quite a ball game.
I would say so.
3 touchdowns from 30, from 70, and from 7. As that could be the crowning blow in this ball game early here in the 4th to make it 27-6. The PAT blocked on the Guzman kick, a low line drive. So the score remains 27-6, and we'll take a look at Smith with his 3rd touchdown.
Look at him following his blockers, drive, reaches over the goal line, extends it. What a veteran he is.
We'll be right back for more of the Hometown Sports Game of the Week.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made this vacation happen.
Double points with every purchase?
Cleverly merging promotions.
I love it.
Cross-referencing travel sites. And booking all your flights with those...
vouchers. I got us bumped.
They were like, oh. But now they're like... aloha. You aced this vacation. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
52 yards in 9 plays, covering nearly 5 minutes. Here's the kickoff, and Ingram looking for an alley, cuts it, and no further than the 32. Nice downfield coverage on a very dangerous run back artist.
Well, right now, down 3 touchdowns with 10 minutes approximately to play. Modesto's got to get serious and cannot be off on those 5, 6, 7, 8-minute drives. There's not that much left of the clock.
No, there is not, and it's going to be a long road to try to catch up in this ball game, but Coach Brett Wagner, I'm sure, is going to try to have his team execute quality plays one after another. Bryant to Graves, sweep right. Nice bite, nearly a first down, about a 9-yard run there.
Well, once again, I like that pitch to Graves. 8, 9 yards, you're right. In that last series during the 3rd quarter on that drive, he got a lot of carries and came through with a great touchdown run at final 12 yards while it showed me effort plus.
He did indeed. Gain of 8, 2nd and 2 from the Modesto 40. Clock rolling at the 10-10 mark. Big hole, right side run. Boy, he shot through there. Eugene, he saw that daylight and fired through there.
He sure did.
First down, Panthers.
Yeah, I didn't know Eugene was back in the ball game. It looked like Graves from that tailback spot.
First and 10, Panthers. Just into Sheldon territory at the Husky 49. Motion from Graves, give it to Eugene. Stacked and dropped for a loss.
Well, I'll tell you, they were waiting for him. Joseph said nowhere to go. Joseph, premier nose guard, doesn't come out for many plays, if any, during the ball game. There he is. What a warrior.
Got to be a first-team all-leaguer and
possible all-city, Will. He is as tough as they get.
Loss of 1, 2nd and 11. Football right at the 50-yard line. Graves shows the motion and he has the handoff. He cuts it and runs and has a nice carry, nearly making first down yardage. It's going to bring up 3rd and short after about an 8-yard run here to the 41-yard line.
And there you see quarterback Salinas having to play some D tonight. Coach not worried about it. He's got to win this football game to get in that second round. So there's no one to be saving. He's got to play his best people on, put his best people on the field.
Joe Catolico in the driver's seat and Coach Brett Wagner having to endure some tough minutes here with 8:25 and rolling, down by plenty at 27-6. 3rd and short. Here's a toss. Boom! 5, 6 Huskies shove Eugene back 10 yards. Ooh, daddy.
Well, he looks tired. I'll tell you, he doesn't have that acceleration that he had in the first half.
No, he doesn't. Brett Wagner in his 2nd year guiding Modesto. 2nd consecutive playoff appearance. Joe Catolico, the veteran, with heavy credentials, both at Pleasant Grove and now in his 3rd season with the Huskies. Well, we've got a timeout on the field. Looks like a momentary stoppage. I don't know if it's an equipment.
I think we had an equipment there.
All right, Panthers are ready. Bryant, since early on, has gone all the way at quarterback. And Alonzo Rodriguez, a stranger here in this ballgame. Fires to the right side, well covered, but caught.
Well, what an effort. What an effort made by number 24, Angelo Villasana. That's tremendous.
That's his 2nd reception, and on both occasions he had to extend fully.
There you see Bryant back to pass, going to Villasana, well covered, all over him, but still protects the ball, picks up an additional 3 after the catch.
I'll tell you, Michael Graves can't believe that was completed. That was excellent coverage. First down Panthers from the 36, but whistles are going to kill this play.
Yeah, Coach didn't like what he saw, and as you see Coach with his hands on his hips, they're going to get some words of wisdom here.
Well, wisdom is always good, especially from a successful head coach. 7:26 remaining, 27-6, the lead appears safe. And we want to remind you that in our post-game segment, Lauren Goodman will be visiting with our players of the game and the winning coach in tonight's contest, so you won't want to miss that. That's always a highlight. Bryant, the sophomore, inserted at the quarterback position, 6 of 11 for 73 yards after a slow start through the air. This is not a passing offense, and now they're forced in catch-up time to go to the air.
But they had big yardage on the screens. And to me, that one, and we haven't seen enough hitches and jailbreak screens, etc., where you can really expose Ingram, Graves, and Bryant.
Now there's Graves 15, Bryant 16. Well, there's some talent right there. Okay, 1st and 10 from the 36. around the right side, and Bryant keeps it and works very close to first down yardage, and it is a first down.
I'm impressed the way he turned the corner, and look at the blockers in front of him. I'll tell you, outstanding.
Here's another look at that run.
Watch this. He takes it himself. Escobar out front along with Graves, leading the way. Outstanding. I think this young man has a bright future. I'm not sure at what position, but he's an athlete.
Oh, he is indeed. Salinas with the tackle. It's a first down, and clarification now from Thomas Stewart.
7-2-0.
Okay, a reset. They're going to put the clock at 7:20 apparently. 7 minutes, 20 seconds, if I heard that correct. So Modesto frantically trying to get down the field and hurry up this offense. They run right side with Graves to the short side.
Well, if you'll notice, when they go the other way, they run left. When they go north, they run right. When they run south, they run left.
Okay, gain of 4, 2nd and 6. Football at the 20. Clock running out on the Modesto Panthers.
Let's see how many Huskies are in the box now. They look like they're in at least a 4-man front. Linebackers are tight.
Rodriguez into the ball game as a wide receiver. Keep it on the ground. A cutback.
Escobar is getting some carries tonight.
Well, it's clear that Eugene really got run right into the ground tonight.
Well, they certainly did, and they could have rotated people in there a little bit. It's not just taken because he's a heck of a back.
Timeout taken. It comes near midway 4th, and Sheldon sitting atop a 27-6 lead. And what I would consider, though, Coach Catolico felt they didn't take care of business totally in the first half, but a solid home performance tonight in the opener.
I would say so, and I think that, you know, he's have a couple of players play two ways, and trying to put his best people on the field. It's a playoff football game. So, once again,
Davion Graves, who's been super duper tonight, 14 carries for 87. Eugene, 20 carries for 111. Oh, what a tandem. 3rd and 1. And a flag is going to be thrown here and bust up this call.
Dead ball. Ball start. Offense. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
I don't want our head referee to get too excited.
Thomas Stewart. Well, you won't hear me call him Mr. Excitement, I guarantee you. 7:04 left in this one. Salvage time for Modesto, trying to put together a succession of quality plays and show what they've got.
One-on-one right here to the wide sideline.
They run it left. I don't know about that. It was stacked and shoved, and there was defenders everywhere.
At a 3rd and long play.
Joseph again leading the defensive surge. Go figure.
4th and long. All right.
Football parked at the 19-yard line, so this is the 4th occasion.
Fifth drive.
Fifth occasion into the red zone.
They've only hit, they're 1 for 4 coming in on this drive.
Okay, let's see if they can pick it up on 4th and 5. throw for it. Right sideline on a comeback route, incomplete.
Well, we got a flag, I believe.
Yes, we do.
He's got a late flag.
I think Tyrell Smith or Williams.
Well, they threw our back judge threw it from center field.
Well, we'll get the call here from Thomas Stewart.
Defensive pass interference. It's Sheldon.
Okay, the Panthers catch a break. First and goal from the 8. 6:11 to go. We're at midway, 4th. Motion shown, and Bryant's going to run it right, turn the corner. Flags fly. Well, I'm glad I don't have to sort that one out. Sheldon has controlled this football game, and though Modesto has put together 5 sustained drives.
Oh, foul. Personal foul. Defense. Half the distance. Second down.
Well, I feel they've controlled the clock and the scoreboard. I don't know if they've controlled the game.
Okay, here's their big chance right now. Bryant's going to run left. Okay. I don't think that was quite enough for a touchdown, Coach.
Well, if he runs that play and runs a slot opposite in the corner, opposite corner, it's a touchdown. Run that sweep, quarterback sweep, wide, and against the grain with Graves, it's touchdown.
Clock rolling on, 5.5 to go in this one, and Modesto clearly taking their time, looking as relaxed as if they have the lead, which they do not. Bryant hands it off to Graves, slices to the right side. Touchdown Panthers. Davion Graves with his second score. Well, he has been exceptionally impressive.
He certainly has. He's got fresh legs.
Again, a two-way starter and a ball hawk at the corner with 6 interceptions this year.
Yeah, I'd rate him one of the better athletes that we've seen in our season. Will, not the best, but I put him in that one of the best.
No doubt. I have no arguments there. He's on my ballot. The Panthers line up to go for 2 here. They tried that after their first touchdown unsuccessfully. Low snap, he's down to get it. Pitch, work left to the corner, and stepping in for the 2, Eugene. Zaire Eugene. And they clicked on that one. Let's take another look.
There's the pitch to Eugene.
And there's the TD.
That's the TD by Graves, running hard off tackle.
We'll be right back. Stay with us. More to come on the Hometown Sports Game of the Week.
I tell people I have 3 kids. One of them's adopted. I just don't know which one.
I can't imagine having to be in a birth mother's position to make that choice.
You know, I was kind of just asking her, you know, what is your motivation? Why are you doing this? And she looked at me and she said, because you can give my son a life that I could not.
We always tell her, thank you. He is such a blessing to us.
Every day is just a ray of sunshine from him. So we're Chanda and Brian, and we chose adoption.
Polito with a bounding kickoff, gobbled up on one big bounce. No chance for a recovery on that, and they really haven't been able to successfully bounce something that was too tough to control. So with 5:14 to go, Sheldon's got the pill. Let's see how long they can hold it, leading it here 27-14 in this Division I opening rounder in the CIF Sac Joaquin section Les Schwab Tires Football Championships. Turn and give. Smith chopped down. Wow, Hayes back into the ball game with a low tackle. James Hayes shaking off the ankle injury.
Well, a very key possession here for both teams. Key possession for Sheldon. A couple of first downs and this football game's over. That's the question. And now the D of Modesto has to rise to the occasion. Those people here in that defense, Alderete, Ward, Frazier, have got to, Hayes, Seagroves and company have got to make some plays right here.
Well, they got a good rest on that drive that took 5:37 before the score. Here's a timeout taken by the Huskies. Joe Catolico wants to pull things together right here and now.
Well, I know this is a run time.
The scoring drive, 68 yards, 14 plays. It took more than 5.5 minutes before Graves cashed it in. Precious time coming off the clock, but credit Modesto for the perseverance and credit Graves for another outstanding play.
Now, this is Joe saw something here, and I was looking at it, and I know Joe's not a passer. He wants to just run the clock and finish this game. But right now, that defense that you just saw on that down is vulnerable to a play action, max protection, touchdown.
All right, let's see. There's
right
a good
now,
shot
look at
of that marching band up in the stands,
right,
but
here
we go on 2nd and 9.
No safety. No safety.
Everybody up for the Panthers. 11 on the line, and a flag flies.
Dead ball. False start. Offense.
That's hard to do, isn't it? Okay, more stats from our executive statistician.
Well,
rushing yardage, Jim. Modesto 248, Sheldon 237. Through the air, 73 yards on 6-11 for Bryant, 63 on 3 out of 4 for Salinas.
How about that?
So stats can be deceiving. Thank you, Gary. 4.5 to go. Try it again, Sheldon. Turn and give. Right side run. Slice through a little bit of a hole there.
Well, once again, the chains are close to moving. You're going to see a big play here, Will, because there's no one left to stop if they get through the line.
Terrell Smith having another dynamite game for the Huskies with that last carry. 3rd and 10. Salinas back to the huddle. Clock continuing to tick down. Less than 4 minutes remaining. Here's the pass you're looking for, but he gets rushed hard, runs it, and he's got a first down and more. How about that? I'll tell you, Francisco Salinas came up big on that play.
He certainly did.
He got flushed. He wanted to go down the field with it.
Yes, it was there. It was there.
Boy, he got hammered hard by several defenders here. Boom.
Well, Hayes really put the touch on him.
16-yard scramble on that play. First down, Huskies. Clock rolling, 3:20 to go. Football parked at the Panther 38-yard line. Backfield is full. Smith stacked and dropped. Too many people on the line.
Well, nice job in there. 10 was all over it. All over it.
Ingram.
Marcus Ingram.
That doesn't look good. Smith holding his left wrist out of the ball game.
Well, he's got enough backs where he doesn't need Smith on the field. Okay? He's got enough in Johnson and Williams to carry the load. This is the time you don't want your 20 3-touchdown man to be gone before the second round of the playoffs.
Well, we'll see about the wrist injury later from Lauren Goodman. Williams has the pill, gets outside before he's dropped. But I'll tell you, Hayes is playing big for a sophomore linebacker that starts two ways.
Yes, he is.
What a stud.
Well, I'll tell you, Eugene and Hayes are Bryant outstanding. And Bryant will develop his passing game. He's got 2 more years to play.
As does Hayes.
And I'll tell you what, they're going to be fine. They really are.
They'll miss Graves, though, and they'll miss Ingram.
Yes.
A minute 50. Clock rolling here. 3rd and 9 upcoming from the Panther 37. Throw on the run. He's got a man wide open. Look who it is. Fabian Joseph. Ingram trying to drag him down. Finally gets some help.
Well, very vulnerable in that defense they're playing, and I'm glad to see Coach open it up.
There it is there.
There's a fake. He's wide open coming out of the backfield. Watch this. Nice coverage in here. Watch him. He is tough. You're going to have to tackle me. Don't be arm tackling me. This isn't a reach and grab show.
Penalty called on the play, and the ball's coming back, but a well-designed play that was successful, notwithstanding the penalty, of course. But the ball parked now at the Modesto 43 with a minute 34 left, and there you see our white cap tonight, game referee Thomas Stewart.
Well, they've got to gamble on defense. They've got to do something here and not just sit back. They've got to gamble.
Okay, 3rd down upcoming. They need 15 for a first. Well, he got hit in the backfield and lurched forward to get to the line of scrimmage.
Well, right now, I can tell you, this 4th quarter, I would say the line of scrimmage is more in the favor of Modesto. They're handling that Sheldon front.
They are, with extra bodies. It's been overloaded.
Oh yeah, yes, they are. But once again, as mentioned, when you're in that, you better stop it, or you're going to give up a big play. You better stop it.
Well, they got stung for 1 on the 70 by Smith, but other than that.
Well, they got a big play by the quarterback, Will, just a while ago, just in a 18-yard run.
That is the final timeout. Modesto does not have any of them left with 1:28 to go here in the 4th. Okay, we'll see about the punt. Pierce to do the booting if he can get it. A high snap, he's up to get it though. Soft punt, well aimed, hitting at the 10 and trickling out of bounds.
Well, now here, once again, I know you're 2 touchdowns down, but you got a long field to drive, and you're not known for your passing. So that other team is once again saying, you know, we're going to man up and bunch up inside on you, and you know, what are you going to do? Or we decide to put heat on Bryant.
Head coach Brett Wagner looking on, hoping that he can get a quick strike, a big strike, and then perhaps try to recover an onside kick and get the ball back, but just 1:21 left. And the guys that are going to do that for him, if he can do it, are going to be Ingram or Graves.
Well, I'd have a screen to Graves or Ingram, I can tell you that.
And he's got Rodriguez out here wide to the near side.
Well, he's not known for his speed.
Right side run, what a burst.
Well, see, they're only playing a 4-man front and dropping 7 and sometimes 3. So you know you can get 10 to 12 to 15 on the run.
He sure did.
Okay, they're giving you that.
Well, he used up about 6 seconds and runs from the 9 to the 27.
Okay, let's see how they play it now. Look at this defense. It looks like a 4-man front, maybe a 3. All right.
Okay.
Now they got more people in the box, Will.
Triple wide receivers to the near side. Bryant wants to throw. Deep up the field. Broken up.
He's got to beat.
LaDon Johnson.
Well, if we see that the receiver's behind him, he just couldn't get the ball deep enough.
Now, we saw him come off the field earlier with that injured ankle. He's playing tough tonight. Another look.
It looks like number 4, Ingram, down the field. He has to wait on the ball.
Bryant now 6 of 12 through the air. He's been picked once, 73 yards passing. 2nd and 10. Short yardage. That did not fool the Sheldon defense. Graves got stopped after about a 3-yard run.
That should be their last time out.
They've spent their last one, I think.
Somebody called the time.
Let's see, 58 seconds remaining as Joe Catolico strides to the field. And you see there some of the Modesto Panthers. Now, a good shot of that Husky huddle, and they have successfully defended home field advantage.
Yes, they have, and I know this, that a win is a win. You always like to look better, but just take the win and move on to that second level.
As we mentioned at the outset, the winner of tonight's contest, which is going to be Sheldon High, they will meet number 4 seed, St. Mary's of Stockton.
On the road.
On the road.
St. Mary's.
Okay, upcoming 3rd and 7. Rodriguez out to the near side, one of 3 wide receivers. Bryant winds up and fires deep. Alley-oop time. Incomplete. Contact, no flag, no harm, no foul.
There's a late flag coming.
Wow, that has to be a sportsman. Maybe a little extra lip service.
Well, the way 4 is walking around, I don't like that look. I might be offensive.
Defensive pass interference. 15 yards, first down.
Thomas Stewart with the call. Well, defensive pass interference. How about that? Ooh, daddy. Okay. Clock stoppage at 51 seconds. Up to the 45-yard line, 1st and 10, Panthers. Bryant winds up and fires and overthrows his receiver, but it's picked off. Excellent hands right there, and
Salinas with a great play.
Salinas.
How about the quarterback making the pick of the night?
And he's had some excellent tackles. So that is going to seal the deal. 2nd interception this evening for Sheldon.
Well, they take a knee and it's over. Maybe 2 knees.
I think 2 knees. Go for 2 knees. Okay, here's one of them.
That's one.
There's one.
I like to take, and I like to rotate the knees. See, that was the right knee. I want to see if he'll go to the left knee.
The Imperator till the very end. More insight, more analysis, and more good stuff. Rotate the knees.
There you go.
There it is. And the countdown from 17 seconds will conclude this contest. And another look at the final play from Modesto, the interception, overthrown, hauled in, and there he is, Francisco Salinas, starting quarterback, excellent DB. And this one is in the book. 27-14, our final, and a most interesting game in that we saw a number of outstanding stars in this contest. Sportsmanship from two teams that have never played prior to this evening. This is the first ever matchup between the two. Hard fought, hard tackling, and a game that had a number of injuries in it. Testimony to the hard hitting. In the end, a 27-14 victory. And Coach Dimino, I would say that considering all circumstances, both teams playing shorthanded due to injuries, that quality prevailed. An important win for Joe Catolico's outfit to move on to the quarterfinal round, and a tough loss, a road loss for Brett Wagner's ball club, but I like what he's doing there in his second year.
Well, I do too, and I like their spirit. And talking with Joe, we had a nice conference with Brett, in the pregame, and the way he conducted himself during the ball game. He's a fine young coach and doing a good job there at Modesto, and I think they're on the rise. They'll be fine. I think that he's got some players, he's got some speed, and I think that as his quarterback develops and have a better passing threat to balance that run game, they're going to be fine going into next year. I really do. But the game got physical, and I'll give credit to them. They finished down in their fourth, fifth in their division, playing a #1 seed out of the Delta, okay, the first place team. So I thought they gave a good account of themselves.
They did indeed. We'll be right back for our post-game segment. Don't wander off. Lauren Goodman will be visiting with our players of the game when we return.
My grandfather served in World War II. Spending time with him were the best memories of my life. I became a physician at VA because of my grandfather, so I can help others like him. I can't imagine working with better doctors or a more dedicated staff. I'm fulfilling my life's mission with the help of my team and thanks to these veterans. I'm proud to be a doctor at VA and proud to honor my grandfather every day. Search VA Careers to find out more.
I tell people I have 3 kids, one of them's adopted, I just don't know which one.
I can't imagine having to be in a birth mother's position to make that choice.
I was kind of just asking her, what is your motivation? Why are you doing this? And she looked at me and she said, because you can give my son a life that I could not.
We always tell her, thank you. He is such a blessing to us.
Every day is just a ray of sunshine from him. So we're Chanda and Brian, and we chose adoption.
After 15 years of smoking, Eva Marie quit. There's a new lung cancer screening that could save her life. You stopped smoking. Now start screening. Learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made her college years happen. Opening that education savings account when she was little. Spearheading a campus tour. And another, and another, and another, and another. Bam! Deciphering financial aid. She was like, what? But now she's like, you aced planning for college. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
The verdict is in, and the decision is final this evening in South Sacramento, where tonight at Sheldon High School, In an opening round playoff battle, Division I style, host Sheldon High stops visiting Modesto by a final count of 27-14 in an especially hard-fought ball game that had many twists and turns and ups and downs and star power galore. Let us identify our players of the game. There were many, but Davion Graves of visiting Modesto was superlative this evening in his performance, as was hard-working and dynamic two-way starter Terrell Smith of the Sheldon Huskies. Lauren Goodman is standing by with our players of the game. Lauren?
Well, Will, I'm here with two dynamic guys that had an awesome game tonight, really left it all on the field. Now, we're going to start with Modesto. Okay, Davion, you came out. You guys had to travel tonight. How'd you feel on the field in this playoff battle?
I felt good. I feel like the team did a good job overall. Our linemen did what they needed to do, but, you know, they came out harder. I'm saying we could have did better, but I just want to congratulate Sheldon.
Now, you played all out tough. You were running hard. How does that help your team or motivate your team when you guys are down or you guys are in tight situations and then you make a big run or you run hard?
You just can't get tired. You can't give up. Just keep on going every play. Like, you can't get tired. Even if we're down, just keep on fighting.
So when I went over to the sideline at halftime, I saw you and Coach kind of talking one-on-one. Coach was really getting in your ear. What was that talk like, and how did that motivate you coming out?
He was telling me, like, Davion, you need to be a leader. And I was telling him, like, okay, I got you, Coach, and came out and scored and did what I needed to do. I just motivated the team.
Now, you have an outstanding personality. What's your plans after tonight? You're a senior. What's your plans after football's over?
My plan is to go to college and fulfill my dream.
Awesome. Great kid, Davion. 3.5 student, by the way. Want to highlight that. Thank you so much. Good game tonight.
Thank you.
So for the winners home team, I'm back here with Tyrell Smith. Tyrell, last week I got to talk to you about energy and tempo and how you guys wanted to carry from last week's game into this week's game. How do you think your team did?
I think we did good because we lost key players tonight, so most of our teammates have to step up. So in practice we pushed hard in tempo, pace and all that, and I think you see that on the field, so I think we did good in that.
Now, you kind of left it all out on the field, saw you with an abdominal injury, wrist at the end. Like, what do those battle wounds mean to you?
It means everything. I give it all on this field, and for me to come back from that, I think I call myself a humble beast. So that's what I, indicate as myself, so, yeah.
A lot of love amongst the teams, guys shaking high fives. They're congratulating you guys on going out and playing St. Mary's. How big is that camaraderie in the football community just to show each other respect after a hard-fought battle?
I think it's good. I mean, when you play football, you should be having fun. You should be congratulating teams. You should be picking them up. So for them to do that, I respect y'all. I respect y'all for that. So, yeah.
What are you looking forward to next week? Game over tonight. Now you got to get ready for next week. St. Mary's is on the schedule. How are you feeling about going into next week?
I feel great going into next week. It's a rematch from last year. They kicked us out the playoffs, so next week is going to be a game. So that's all I got to say.
Good luck next week, Tyrell. Now I'm going to have the winning coach, if he wants to come over. A lot of love on the field, Coach. How do you feel after that victory?
Tired, but I'm proud of our kids. They battled against a good football team, and Modesto gave us all we could handle. And but I'm proud of our kids to do enough to advance. That's the name of the game at this point in the season is figuring out a way to win and get to continue the season. So really happy for the kids.
Coach, you guys came out. You guys have guys like Tyrell where they're playing both sides of the ball, making defensive stops, and then bringing it to you guys on the offensive side, kind of giving you guys a double package. How beneficial is that to the Sheldon Huskies and what you guys were trying to do out there?
Oh, it was phenomenal. We had some kids who never came off the field, Tyrell and our quarterback and some other guys who basically almost played every snap, and they were fantastic. It's not easy to do. Their bodies are going to be pretty sore tomorrow, but it's a testament to their work ethic and the commitment they have to this team to helping us get past this ball game.
Coach, it was looking well for you. Besides the turnover in the first half, the first few possessions, you guys probably played pretty steady. had possessions. Obviously, you want to control the tempo, control the ball. How are you guys going to have to continue that going into next week playing against St. Mary's?
Well, I think we're going to have to find a way to get more defensive stops next week. We had a hard time stopping them, and I think they probably ran a lot more plays on offense than we did tonight. And usually that's kind of our game, and so I think we got to find a way to get more stops on defense so that we can be on offense a little more and try to control the football. So that'll be a challenge for us for sure against them, because they're a really good football team and a really good football program.
Now, Coach Tyrell highlighted last year, got knocked out by St. Mary's, so it's going to be a lot of emotion. Got guys coming back next week. It's going to be a lot of emotion going into the game. What is your mindset, and how do you feel like you can prepare your team going in or going down to St. Mary's next week?
Well, we're excited for the opportunity. We know that's one of the best programs in the section, and Coach Franks and his coaches, they do a great job, and they've got really good players every year, and so we're excited at the opportunity. Playoff football is fun, and it's a challenge, and going down there is a great environment, a great atmosphere, and so we'll be excited for it. Hopefully, we'll be ready and up to the task, but it'll be a tall task, so we got our work cut out for us.
Coach, and I got to ask you before I let you go, what does it truly mean to get that first win in the playoffs? I know it's win or go home, but what does that first win mean to you?
Well, it's big. We talk to the kids about it. Every week is a one-game playoff. It's a one-game playoff between us and our opponent, and so there's no second round without a first round. And so we knew we had to get a win tonight so that we could buy ourselves one more week and get to stay together as a football team and a football program. Because once you lose that ball game, then this particular team never gets to be together again. So our kids battled for the right to get to be together again next week.
Thank you so much, Coach. Good luck next week. Back to you, Will.
Okay, thank you very much, Goody. Coach Catolico certainly pleased with the victory. No second round unless you win the first round. But, of course, it seemed quite obvious that there's some things he wants to address for their upcoming battle against St. Mary's.
Well, and I'm sure he will. He and his staff, he's got a very experienced staff. He's got a number of his coaches that have been with him forever. He's got a couple of ex-head coaches with him. On his staff. He's got one of the best staffs around, and they will have this team prepared. And certainly for St. Mary's, they go on the road, but they'll get a couple of injured people back, etc.
Well, our executive statistician has done a marvelous job, as usual. Standard performance with our statistics. Mr. Gary Martin at the helm there, and let's go ahead, as you see there on our graphic, a final look at final stats, and sometimes stats can be misleading.
They certainly can. The scoreboard's the final word, but look at the stats. They're telling you a story here now. As Coach mentioned, they had the ball a number of plays. They lost the football game, but they had the ball and control the clock on them. Passing yards, very little. Total offense, look, 2 yards difference. First downs in the favor of Modesto. There's another shot. You won some battles, but you lost the war. And penalties right here. Here's the penalties. More kind of double in the case of Sheldon. Turnovers, 2-1. Turnovers were not good. Time of possession, once again, in the hands of Modesto. But remember this. They went down the red zone 6 times and only converted twice. That 2 for 6 in football in that red zone is not a good thing. So, again, they fought hard, etc., but they needed to come away. When you're in that red zone 6 times and your only total of 14 points is not good. If you look at the second half alone, yes, they won 14-13. They won the second half, okay? But they didn't win the football game.
That's true. That's very true. But what Joe Catolico was responding to on Lauren's last question was concern about his defense being on the field when he said they ran more plays than we did. And look here, 64 plays to 37? That means his defense was out there for 64 plays.
Exactly.
And that is the deciding factor in that 28 minutes of time of possession.
Exactly. And I know that is his main concern right now. You cannot – 2 things happen there. Your offense is off the field, and second thing that happens, your D gets tired, okay? And he's got some key two-way players on that defense. So I know that they're in for a tough week. They won the football game, but I guarantee you from Monday on that field, it's going to be no picnic for the Huskies.
Happy to get the win, but hard week of practice upcoming. Well, let's take a little journey around the section and check out some playoff scores in Division I. Edison blasted Grigori 52-7, while here at Sheldon they took care of Modesto 27-14. Cosumnes Oaks got blanked down in Turlock 28-zip, and Pittman handled Davis 40-21, handily I suppose. Division II, Tracy over Lincoln 49-28 in the fourth, and tomorrow afternoon in Carmichael, Jesuit will play host to Wood Creek. Elsewhere, Downey, perhaps one of the more alarming scores of this first round, 57-20 over the Grant High Pacers. Still a fourth quarter score. That is quite a score. And a final, Elk Grove on the road to Vacaville, winning it 28-21. In D3, a final, Burbank got manhandled by Manteca 36-6. Elsewhere, Christian Brothers down 30-28 in the third up in Yuba City. And River Valley, a big lead in the third quarter at Hughes Stadium over Sac High, the Dragons trailing 27-6. In D4, a rout, Oakdale over Valley 54-6. Elsewhere, fourth quarter scores, Patterson blasting Rosemont 41-21, and Cordova, a narrow lead by a TD over Golden Valley 31-24. And that's a look at playoff scoreboard action here in this 2018 CIF Sac Joaquin Section Les Schwab Tires Football Championships. But here tonight at Sheldon High School in South Sacramento, in an opening rounder, the host Huskies put together a winning performance and stopped visiting Modesto by a final score of 27-14. For the Imperator, Jim Domino, Lauren Goodman, our executive statistician Gary Martin, and game director Nick Dunn. I'm Will James. I thank you for tuning in, and let us extend our deep appreciation to the Sheldon High School administration, particularly Athletic Director Denise Aguilar, for their cooperation and assistance with our television production this evening. Again, from Sheldon High, 27-14, Sheldon over Modesto. I'm Will James. Until next time, so long, everyone.
From Access Sacramento's Hometown Sports Game of the Week is available for purchase on DVD. For more information, call Access Sacramento, 916-456-8600, extension 0. This has been a Hometown Sports Game of the Week broadcast from Access Sacramento. Major underwriting support this season for Hometown Sports Game of the Week on Access Sacramento is provided by the Sacramento Metropolitan Cable Television Commission. Access Sacramento also thanks Sharif Jewelers, fine jewelers since 1932. Sharif Jewelers, a longtime sponsor of community television. And Folsom Lake Honda, a proud sponsor of Access Sacramento's Hometown TV and Game of the Week, and a partner in our community, Folsom Lake Honda.